Hello and welcome. It is FGC Arcade Summer Community Series time. I'm Logan Sama and I am joined by Jammers. What's going on, mate? You well?
Yeah, I'm all good. Thank you very much for asking. I know you had a blast over this past week in the States there for CEO, but you got more action to commentate for Street Fighter 5 because, hey, listen, we know what we're here for. Evo's right around the corner, Logan. I bet you're itching to find out who wins this tournament and gets to fly out, aren't you?
Absolutely. What an incredible prize. We've got 8 players today fighting it out for that incredible Evo hospitality package. We've been running open qualifiers for the last 2 weeks to find 8 players worthy to fight it out in today's top 8 bracket. If you're familiar with the fighting game community, you will already know what to expect. 8 players in a double elimination format. Everyone's starting on the winner's side though, and it is best of 5 all the way through. That means that the players need to lose 2 sets to be eliminated, and we will be working our way to a grand finals with 1 player in the winner's side, 1 player in the loser's side.
Yeah, for sure. Fantastic stuff. And we always love that with our games. The longer the sets, the more exhilarating it will be for us. But let's not forget, these are what the players are competing for today, ladies and gentlemen. First place gets an Evo hospitality package. Basically an all-expenses paid trip to Las Vegas.
That is worth over $3,000. That includes your flight. That includes your hotels. That includes your tournament entry and a little bit more on top as well to make sure that you have an incredible time at what is, without a doubt, the biggest event in the fighting game calendar, no matter what game you play. But obviously today we are playing Street Fighter 5 and all of the players are going to be coming out up because there is a cash payout for every single player in this top 8. Let's take a look at who we have in this top 8, Jammers.
Oh, okay. So there are... I'm familiar with 80% of the names. I think there's 2 names I'm unfamiliar with, but we might know if I see their CFNs when we do get into the games. But we've got players like Mopalappo. He actually won the last PlayStation tournament for Street Fighter 5 here back in April, going up against Hurricane in the winners final, the grand final, I should say, sorry. We got Game Over Bruv. I like that name. We've got Lambton Worm. I think he's up north in the UK, around the Liverpool area, Merseyside area, I believe. So shouts to him. Mr. Crimson, familiar name, one of the best players we have in the European region. Maybe one of the best players in the world. He is in that topic, of course. And we have Hadoshrooms. Hey, shouts to Hadoshrooms as well. Good to see that he's still playing.
Yes, big man.
He's going to be going up against Mohamed. I like that. He's probably used his real name just to make things easier. And of course, down at the last match for round 1 is going to be Spitsu. I hope I pronounced that right. Spitsu going up against TGXTG. Not sure what that stands for, but hopefully we got some fierce competitors here outside of the notable names that we know with Mr. Crimson and Mopalappo. Is anyone
That's right.
We've got
a couple of players that, if you are familiar with the European competitive scene, you will definitely know. But a few players here stepping up to try and make a name for themselves, and it's a great opportunity to do so here today at the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series. They are, of course, fighting it out for that all-expenses-covered hospitality trip to Evo. And if you missed out, of course, and didn't know what was going on, you've only just found out, well, it doesn't matter because you still have an opportunity to get involved in one of the many other tournaments that PlayStation are running. And if you want to do that, you can sign up and get involved right now. It's there on your screen, compete.playstation.com. They run tournaments on a weekly basis for an array of different games. So you can really start your competitive journey from the comfort of your own home through your PlayStation. Check that out right now. compete.playstation.com.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there as well. Do not forget, I believe there is an Evo ticket as well. You can get a discount code for that. If I just find it here, I believe there was a message sent to me. Yes, there should be a code that shows up on your screen right now. You can use the code FGC Arcade and check out when purchasing your event pass to Evo for $25 off. This does not cover the arena ticket. However, they're trying to make it big. We're making a return with Evo 2022. And if you can make it down there, you want to make your experience as enjoyable as can be. But like we said, the players today, they're going to be competing for over $3,000 worth of a trip going to Las Vegas. So we do have our first game coming up. You can see it on your screen right now. It will be game 1, Mopalappo going up against Game Over Bruv. So I just love saying that name. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I did look on CFN, unless he's playing on a different account now. He does play Sagat and G Game of Above, but we're going to be looking at Mopalappo's stats.
Who's
first.
Mopalappo using this week? Because he's got an array of characters. You know, whether he's...
I'll tell you what. Sorry to cut you off there. I'll tell you what. He has an array of characters. You're not wrong about that. But when it comes to these tournaments, he'll bring out Boxer. I am
sure?
100%. I'm 100% certain. If he's not going to bring out that magical Sagat, it's Boxer he's going to be playing today. I seriously think it's going to be just
What was
Boxer.
it that he called himself? Moppichan.
Yeah. Do you know what? I really didn't want you to bring that name up.
Well, look at that. He's had an incredible win rate, coasting through his qualification tournament with a 100% win rate. No one could stop him from making it here today. Is anyone going to be able to stop him from getting to EVO? We're going to find out over the next couple of hours. He's got to go up against Game Over, bruh, from Bromley.
Wow.
South. A 46-year-old, so he better have some fundamentals.
I'm hoping so. And obviously, I was
This
correct
is not
looking
O
at
Sagat,
his...
though. This is Street Fighter 5 Sagat, so we'll see how he gets on. 3-2 in his qualification. Of course, we pulled the top 4 finishers from the qualification tournament that we ran here today. So with only a 60% win record, it is going to be very uphill for him going up against Mopalappo with such a dominant performance. If we see Boxer against Sagat, again, that is an even more uphill match. Very difficult for Sagat to deal with Boxer's tools.
Yeah, of course. It's been like that ever since Sagat's inception to the game back in 2018, I think it was, because obviously everyone's got 2 V-skills now. We know FFB was the V-skill 1 for Boxer, just to turn around, just get through projectiles, so it's obviously going to be difficult. Now, obviously, like you said, just comparing the stats for the 2 players, Mopalappo with the 100% win ratio, he's doing that against anyone and everyone. Game of Bruv, we haven't really seen much of him, but he is here for a reason, and he has got a winning percentage, so he might be able to increase that percentage against the likes of Mopalappo. But once Mopalappo has his eyes set on something, he's very difficult to beat. I think he probably would be, in my personal opinion, one of the most difficult UK players to beat when there is a huge incentive on the line, as per se what we see today with this all-expensive paid trip to EVO.
Yeah, I mean, he's got such a difficult style to counteract when he's playing online. He really takes advantage of the environment, and he's just got a very awkward play style in general. He's not only effective online, he's had some impressive results over the last couple of years of offline events. 2018, 2019, he was always a threat on the Capcom Pro Tour events within the UK as well. So he's certainly someone that would benefit from the opportunity to travel to EVO and face some of the world's best. He's going to be fighting for that today, and we're going to find out how he does up against Game Over Bruv. You mentioned that V-Skill 1, and it's such a good tool for negating projectile zoning. He's got such good matchups, does the Balrog, into generally characters that want to zone out using projectiles, because he can just completely negate, go straight through, gets a punish into a knockdown, and his up-close pressure game, especially with his corner carry, makes him, you know, an incredible threat, a great pressure character.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, nullifying the projectiles. And the thing is, I think what's difficult, especially when you're trying to play, you know, like you said, look, he's 46 years old, right? There's got to be some form of fundamentals over there. But the thing is, even using that fundamentals against a heavy hitter, one of the heaviest hitters in Street Fighter 5 in Balrog, you can't just say, oh, I'll try and bait out a projectile invincible move, or I'll just delay my Tiger Shot or something, because once Mopalappo finds that ideal range to counter, he'll do so every time. He'll build the meter, utilize EX dash straight, may occasionally get 1 or 2 jump-ins here, and then we'll see. But he might take a more obscure approach. Yeah, like, because we've seen it time and time again watching him, Logan, Mopalappo, you know, he backdashes full screen, does something, waits for you to approach, then he goes forward, gets a straight hit, and backdashes again. So it's always difficult to expect what to see from Mopalappo, at least at the early stage of a tournament. But then from then on, it's kind of just obvious because he's closer to the grand prize, so he knows what needs to be done, right?
I mean, it doesn't really makes sense to say it because there is so much on the line. But because all players are starting on the winner's side, Game Over Bruv almost has nothing to lose. He can afford to really go all in and try some different things because he doesn't have the fear of elimination in this match. And I feel like when you look at both the character matchup and the disparity in the win rates as well, he's going to have to pull something different out. And Mopalappo, generally, his great success comes from, you know, the way in which he's so difficult to counter. And he's basically, we've spent all this time talking about this matchup, and they've completely thrown us off anyway, because it's going to be M. Bison against Gil.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something very funny. He was playing Bison this morning.
Okay. And he didn't tell us.
So I thought he put down Bison actually like 2 years ago. Because, like you said, he's got an impressive array of characters. He messed around with the top tiers, mid tiers, whatever. But I did not expect him to still be using Bison. But maybe he saw that this guy was using Gil. Well, I didn't know that he used Gil, but he probably had this counter pick or something decent in preparation for something easier to tackle Boxer with. But I guess we'll just have to see. Gets the reflex, jab, wake up into the Pyro Lariat. Good punish there from Mopalappo.
Baits out the parry. He gets a big crush counter, corner carry, and now's the pressure. But there's the back throw.
He can actually win the game from this. Should have cancelled that. That was a punishable crouching hard punch there from Gil.
Activation stations. There's a command grab straight away. Explosion, and he catches him. He's not going to be able to get the kill here, but it's going to be a throw for it. Nice patience, though, here from Game Over Bruv. He's going to activate off the Pyro. Backdashes out of that throw attempt. He's got a huge life lead here. Mopalappo catches him with the Psycho Crusher. Full screen. Just wanted to get in and be plus, but he got the hit and the kill anyway.
Yeah, fantastic defensive choices there from Mopalappo in that first round. Hopefully he can keep it up. But I think there's a lot of knowledge checking going on with that V-trigger too, if I do say so myself. So we'll see if Game Over Bruv can adapt over time. Didn't get punished on that Cryo Lariat, unfortunately. Rest of the corner. And this is it. Gil has to kind of firm this for a little while because he got baited into using his parry and getting crush countered before, so he can't risk doing that or using it liberally. Come on, grab. Oh, nice V-shift.
V-shift, tries to go for a throw. They both whiff, though.
Oh, he's dead. Oh.
No. That one looks a bit jittery. Yeah, not like Urian's knees. That's minus even on the EX. And Mopalappo challenged and gets the first game. And that was pretty comfortable for Mopalappo. Obviously, we spent so much time talking preset about the Boxer versus Sagat matchup. Bison versus Gil is something we haven't seen, you know, anywhere near as much. Gil, a not heavily represented character up until now. But it seems like a lot of players are moving back to Gil with some of the changes that he had in this final season balance patch.
Yeah, V-Skill 1 got buffed. They made just Retribution overall a more problematic mechanic for the opponents to deal with, so they do like that. But again, he's all style and flashiness when it comes to his neutral tools. Despite how obnoxious they can be for a couple of characters, I still think he struggles against characters like Bison, against Boxer, against some of the other top tiers as well. So Game Over Bruv hasn't changed characters, so it looks like he's going to stick with this plan. He's still going to get crush counter.
Getting a nice punish there finally on the Lariat and a crush counter. There's the activation. Not ready for the dash check. And that stun racking up. There's the throw bait, and it is going to be the stun.
Is he dead? Yeah, he should be dead. Yeah, okay. He
spends all of the resources to get the kill. He is feeling very confident here. He could have certainly held on to those, and it would have just been a throw for the kill situation. But Mopalappo wants to get the job done.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I respect it. There's a lot on the line.
Yeah, but you know what? No messing around. You can see that in his gameplay and his play style. Again, like I said before, I think there's a lot of knowledge checking going on against Game Over Bruv's Gil. And it seems that he's flinching.
Crush counter, and he is getting opened up. There's a second. He went for the reset, for the throw, and again he techs. He gets out, though. Game Over Bruv fighting back. There's the throw on the V reversal. Crank that neck.
Of
and
course
again,
he do. Dash up throw, because Mopalappo tried it to him, trying to shimmy him, but Mopalappo has not been teching, so he doesn't need to do this. Delay.
Damn, bro, he did +1 EX knee press into slide activation, and it crush count.
Yeah, I think he's expecting a delayed throw, which he got something. So, no win punish there on the coral cake. Scissors. Next hit will do it for Mopalappo for the game 2. He's not doing anything. Yeah, he can't get out of there. Oh no!
Big jump, but he gets caught.
Damn, that was unfortunate there for game over.
This is looking like a clean sweep.
Yeah, I would like to go back to character select screen. If he's going to stick with Gil, maybe swap V skills or V triggers. But I think there's he's gone with a very plan A kind of tactic here. It's okay. He wants to use the parry, but he hasn't. Mopalappo's completely deterred him from using that. Your V trigger 2, you're being too simplistic with the way you're activating it. You're doing crouch medium punch into EX pyrokinesis and then activate. Mopalappo is more than familiar with how to deal with that. That's why he backlashed the very first game.
Oh my word, another crush counter, and it's very, very hard to come back against Bison once you eat that crush counter roundhouse.
Yeah, could disagree with you there. That's hard because, again, his buttons, his pressure.
This pressure's just incessant, forcing him to V reversal out. Catches him with a pyro lariat this time round.
With the crouch medium punch, good anti of the crouching fierce. And he's blocking now. And that's not going to be it. He can cross him up though. Oh no!
Mistimes the throw.
He's still got a substantial life lead.
Game over, going to be able to activate here. Yeah, catches him out. Very, very smart. Some zoning of his own there. Puts out the EX ball, dashes back, and then sees and reacts to game over, bruv. Trying to hop over that with the Psycho Crusher to anti-air and get him to set point here.
Yeah, looks like, yeah, I think game over, bruv's very perplexed at how to approach. Yeah, another poor fireball there from him in neutral. Another crush counter. I think that's like the 8th or 9th one. Back throw. He's not stunned yet. He's not stunned yet. It should have been forward throw to stun him. Oh. It's not going to be enough meter build for the CA, but he's a lot of damage here.
All right, activation stations. Let's see if he can make something. No, he got retribution and then absolutely nothing to follow it up.
Keep him locked. Oh, he put the trap in front of him. I would have put the trap in front of Bison, but good check. Chip will do it.
And it is game over for you, bruv, with a clean sweep. 3-0 from Mopalappo. And he builds his streak to 3 straight games as he advances into winners semi-final in our first match. A dominant performance from Mopalappo, one of the favourites for today, and just showed exactly why. He came into it with 100% win percentage. He's still there with 100% win percentage.
Yeah, clinical performance from him. I think that match there was basically how well he was able to capitalize off of the one defensive habit his opponents had and then just ran with it. He just said, okay, I did a delayed crush counter and it got you. And then look, even you called it out, the audacious sweep after the EX knee press right in his face. He caught something, but the fact of the matter is he got a crush counter. So we just rolled with that tactic and stay with it. You know what they say? If it ain't broke, don't.
Oh, we got replays, yeah. I mean, you can see there he wasn't familiar with that V-trigger, gets caught by the explosion. There again, trying to get in full screen with the Psycho Crusher. Another late tech gets blown up again here, and he cashes out with the CA for another round. And it was just all Mopalappo, really. He was never really put in any kind of situation of danger. Even when Game Over Bub was able to activate, which I think he does in this round, actually.
Yeah, he activated
a couple of times. Oh, no,
that was
the anti-air. That was the anti-air.
He activated a couple of times. He never really showcased what makes Gil's V-Trigger T scary. He either dropped the setup, unfortunately, or he was back at neutral and couldn't really take advantage of the freeze lance or the ice traps, which was beneficial for Mopalappo because he's like, okay, I can win now because I was winning from neutral in the first place.
Was that 6 straight rounds? I didn't notice. I think it might have
I think it was, yeah, I think it was 6 straight rounds. To Mopalappo there.
Very, very, very convincing win there from Mopalappo, and he's going to advance probably to face Mr. Crimson in the big, big match of this bracket. But it's not a given. You know, Mr. Crimson touted as one of the best players in the world at the moment. You know, Red Bull Kumite title. in London. Wasn't able to travel to Red Bull Kumite in Las Vegas to defend that title. And hasn't actually been present at any of the offline events that we've seen in North America yet. So very excited to see Mr. Crimson make his way to EVO. Is it today going to be the day that he secures his trip with this EVO hospitality package, courtesy of the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series? He's going to be going up against Lambton Worm, who you seem to know a little bit about, Jams.
Yeah, I have seen the name crop up.
Perfect timing. Thank you, production.
I have seen the name crop up on CFN here and there. I think he plays some of our local guys as well as some of the guys up north. So shouts to everyone in the UK scene that's still actively playing Street Fighter 5. Oh, Lambton Worm's name is Steve, so hold tight, Steve. He is a Vega main. I think he dabbled with poison at one point. So that would be interesting to see if he does.
Why would you not?
I encourage people to do it for the last 3 years, but no one wants to listen. So anyway, but yes, as you can see, his win percentage here is 67%, 4 wins and 2 losses right now. That's actually, again, a winning percentage ratio. It's good to have that going into this final tournament to help yourself get a trip to EVO, all expenses paid. But Vega's in a very interesting position this year. Obviously, he's got access to more damage and the changes V-Trigger too. But again, will it be able to stop the unmovable force in Mr. Crimson, one of the most dominant players, as Logan alluded to, in the world right now? He is in that topic for discussion, of course, and he's got the exact same ratio, percentage win rate as his opponent. 4 wins and 2 losses. Looks like he has been sticking with the Dawson, because I know he dabbled with other characters. I saw
the very interesting thing is Mr. Crimson didn't actually win his qualifier.
I heard that, yeah, I did hear that.
Player called Kickboy Face. So
okay,
very interesting. He's not entirely dominant, and we have seen him lose online.
Yes, because I saw him playing Laura yesterday, and I was like, okay. I thought he was helping someone, because I know a lot of the French community, shout out to the French community, they're actually helping a lot of the guys who want to take fighting games more seriously. They're just training them and prepping them for big events, whether they be online or offline. And I saw him playing Laura, his first love. You know, he did win the very first CPT event back in 2016 using this character. So we'll get to see if the Laura, if he's shaken off the rust. Remember, form is temporary, class is permanent.
All right.
Oh, misses the crush counter punish on the V-shift. To be fair, it's difficult for Laura to get the stand hard punch crush counter against V-shift on a lot of her setups, so you have to really be looking for it. Puts out the thunderclap, gets the sky high claw. I can't remember if that was projectile invincible for a very long time. Is it sure? No.
What a nice anti-air, and he catches him into a meaty combo.
V-shift there, yeah.
Double
V-shift
V-shift.
to V-break. I don't know why he went for a throw. He should have just gone for a button. That would have worked. Sweet. Nice whiff punish.
One more touch will do it.
Anything right now. Anything will do. Crouch fierce anti-air.
And a jump again. Medium. Crouch fierce. Closes it all out. And very, very nice stuff from Mr. Crimson. Not really overextending. We're not seeing a huge amount of command grabs. It's just on the ground. Keeping it pretty straightforward.
Gets the crush counter, the stand fist, spins the bar, the thunderclap, goes behind. One more reset to put him in a dangerous spot, but he couldn't get the confirm. And he misses his punish on Buster Claw. That's dead. That should be done. He's going to build the bar in this combo, so that should be all right. Yeah, he didn't even need it. Oh, he did!
Yeah, Mr. Crimson smelling blood, and he went in for the kill. He knew that he could continue to pressure again and again. Yes, you're right, he did miss the punish on Buster Claw, but in the end it didn't matter because he still closed it out with a perfect, and it is looking to be even more dominant perhaps than the first set we saw today.
Yeah, it looks like, again, his Laura is in fine form. And one thing I like to watch in Street Fighter 5 right now is how people are utilizing their meter, just in general. Offensive play, defensive play as well. Lambton, he didn't really have a bad first round in that previous game, but he got a good anti and he jumped forward. And that's probably due to the impatience, the inexperience he has as a player going up against someone like Mr. Crimson.
Oh, wow, great timing there from Mr. Crimson on the V-reversal.
He's working for command grab and he gets the back throw luckily there. I don't know if he can pull something out of the hat, but he gets the wrong combo, unfortunately. Forward throw. just got poke away. Yeah, do you know what? A lot of Vega players, I noticed this, they don't just poke away with just standing medium punch and crouching medium punch with the claw. He's out.
And again, it's just so comfortable dealing with this aerial approach. And as you said, you know, Lambton Worm's already lost the claw through blocking far too much, but just generally when he had it on, he was still taking to the air. He was not playing the ground game. And I definitely feel like the ground game is hard for Laura.
Yeah, honestly, when I watch like guys like Bolt Strike, Jester, even when Punk plays Vega, it's just they claw away at a perfectly spaced range. And it's like, that's so hard for a lot of people to deal with, but he went for another arbitrary slide, and it got him out of the corner. And he takes the mask off. Okay, that's a
okay, he wants damage increases. You need to land stuff to do that. Oh no, combo finisher.
He's going to take a lot more damage than before, though.
Yeah.
Anti-air with crouching.
Again, doesn't get the full combo. All right, gets caught in the startup of a fireball. With the V-trigger, spends all of the meter.
Oh,
and
if he gets his
Mr.
wrong,
Crimson is not put off at all. Doesn't care. Oh no, that should be it. And it is.
Oh man, that was dire for Lambton Worm. And the thing is, even if the mask was still on, I think Vega was still dead anyway. I think he's got 1,000 vitality on something like that. I can't remember. I have to double check how much vitality he has. But again, we mentioned it earlier in the match. If you're taking off the mask, that's a very big statement. And you've got to hit
so early on as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just feel like the approach from Lambton Worm is just way too
aggressive.
Like, yeah, he's just very agitated. He's taking to the air. It's fine being aggressive with that button. That medium punch is a fine button to be aggressive with.
Yeah.
You know, Buster Claw at that range is a fine button. And this is much more like it from Lambton Worm. This is exactly what I want to see. Not whiffing roundhouses, though. Great whiff punish there from Mr. Crimson. Gets the counter hit, but doesn't follow it up. He walks in and gets the throw anyway. Nice interruption from Lambton Worm, but he gets put back into the corner.
Alright, gonna get that punish there with the bolt charge, and he's just gonna go for a couple of throws, yeah, because he wants to see if Lambton Worm's gonna hold up or V-shift again, but that's not gonna be stunned. Can he get out of this before the sunset wheel comes out? Regular throw.
No,
okay. So he must have thrown him right before, or the thunderclap might have dissipated right on the frame the throw was gonna start up. I think so, because that would have got anybody. Again.
Wow. Alright. Why are you pressing buttons after that on block, sir? It is not your turn.
Throw again.
And we are looking at a stun already.
There he is. He's dead. Got the boss off, he's done.
All right, let's get into our next match, because I already know that was dead from about 5 seconds ago. Laura always gets the kill off her stun combos, crazy amounts of damage, and unfortunately, Mr. Crimson just completely outclassing Lambton Worm in that matchup. Didn't have the strategy down, and Mr. Crimson it was a very workmanlike performance. He just got the job done, right? He did what he needed to do. The anti-airs were on point. As soon as he saw that he could start taking liberties with the strings and the frame advantage, he did so, and he really blew him up. Let's take a look at some of these moments here.
Yeah, you know, I think he couldn't have described it better, or any better way, because having that efficiency in this the state of the game right now, this late lifespan of the game, is something you really need to have at the level Mr. Crimson is playing at. And again, if your opponent's gonna, you know, I couldn't describe it in a better way, hand you the win, then why not take it? Because if you're making sure that you want to do more damage, but also you're going to take more damage as well, against a character like Laura, when it's guaranteed stun, you're basically dead. Like, come on, go reconsider that. But yeah, I felt Lambton didn't really have a basic strategy to work with and build from there. Like you said, he was very agitated, very mobile. I didn't think there was any coherence in his game, but which kind of just led to his downfall ultimately, which is unfortunate. But yeah, great stuff from Mr. Crimson. Good to see his Laura back in action, eh?
Yeah, of course. You know, Mr. Crimson will always have the accolade of being the first ever winner of a Capcom Pro Tour event on Street Fighter V, and he of course did that in his hometown of Lyon with Laura. He advances into winners semi-final, where he will face Mopalappo in what could potentially determine the player that is in the driving seat to get that trip to EVO. But we have 4 other players that are vying for a spot in that grand final as well as we move into our second half of the upper bracket. Hadoshrooms against Mohamed, and I'll be honest with you, whilst I know a little bit about Hadoshrooms in the Newcastle community, I don't know much about Mohamed, whether that is a player using their real name that we might actually know when we see them play. I'm not sure. There could be some surprises for us today.
I'm hoping it's someone that we are familiar with. We just go, okay, I do remember. It is you playing.
I'm hoping it's Momi. Like, if it's Momi, I'll be very excited.
Well, do you know what? It'll probably give it away by the character they play when we get to see this the second. But we got Hadoshrooms stats on screen right now. Still rocking.
Another 46-year-old as well, by the way. Shout out to the senior citizens in the FGC. Holding it down, still loving it. Repping Blade on, of course.
Well, I mean, do you know what? You can play this game or fighting games at all ages. So I like that there are people. Again, he's almost twice my age. He's almost so it's like, okay, listen, you can still have fun, still press them buttons. And he has got an exceptional win rate here. Not 100% like Mopalappo, but 75% win rate is nothing to sneeze at. 6 wins, 2 losses in a total of 8 matches there against what we like to call the walking casino in Street Fighter V. So, I mean, it would be ideal if he could make it to EVO and then just gamble away with Zangief's gameplay.
MSK BST.
Masky, that might be him, unless he's changed his.
It is
handle.
Masky. It's Masky the Beast.
Okay, so he's picked up Luke. Interesting. I like that. Obviously, I've known him from previous big tournaments using Dan and Gil.
Yeah, he literally won a tournament yesterday with Dan.
I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. I think it was 2 days ago.
It says 1 day. So
okay, fair enough. What was it called? Corner to Corner, I think it was?
Corner to Corner, yeah.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, do you know what? He's a young kid, 19 years old, I believe he is, and he's actually been making waves in the scene as well. And a lot of people, because there's been more eyes on the European scene, because he's been using obscure characters like Dan, there's been more attention on him. And I think, again, similar to Ending Walker that we have in the UK, if you are familiar with Ending Walker, viewers at home, if he sticks around for 1 or 2 more big fighting games, he could be like a very big
It's
deal.
nice to see that we have a new generation of teenagers picking up the game and actually learning the game, getting results. He got a top 8 recently in Salt Mine as well, so shout outs to him. You know, he is looking for competition in the places that you find all of the best players in Europe, and he's here again in the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series top 8, looking to get a trip to EVO. That will be a huge deal for a young player like him. The level of experience in competition that you will get from going to EVO is unparalleled. So for a young player like him, that would be amazing. He's gone up against a very, very experienced player, though, in Hadoshrooms. So we'll see how he deals with that. I'm guessing we're going to see Zangief. That would be very, very on brand for Hadoshrooms. Hopefully we see some Dan. I don't want to see Luke. We don't want Luke to be. We want some Dan. We'll get hyped for some Dan.
I mean, you might not want to see Luke, but he wants to go EVO. And sometimes you need to pick the necessary tools to get the job done. And quite funnily, I don't actually think Dan does particularly well against Geef. At least from what I saw. This was like months ago. So it's probably significantly changed now. But I want to see the experience that Hadoshrooms has against a Dan of Masky the Beast caliber, and vice versa. Have these two ever encountered each other online before? That's the scary part about it, Logan.
Yeah, I guess he's very, very susceptible to Geef's V-Skill 1. Doesn't have a lot of great zoning tools that will really range out as well. So yeah, it'll be an interesting one to see. We spent all this time talking about character matchups before, and we were proved completely wrong, so I don't want to go too in-depth on character matchups in the preamble. But obviously, we've seen 2 blow-ups. We don't want to see another 3-0. We want more competitive matches here, and I hope that Hadoshrooms can really rep for the Geef. So, a character that just is not really seen hardly at all in the competitive world at the moment, outside of literally a handful of players. Like, why is it that Geef is not represented so much at the moment, Jams?
I just think they took certain tools away from him that made him scary. V-Shift, I can't say V-Shift was a big deterrent to his gameplay, because if he still whiffs a throw and goes to the SBD, you get caught by the SBD. It just doesn't do counter-hit damage, right? Okay, so it will be Luke. I'd say mainly it's just everything that's happened around him. More zoners got put in the game. You know, V-Shift helped against some of his buttons. You just feel more comfortable dealing with Zangief, and his gameplay became more and more linear as the years went on. So it was like, okay, there's an answer for this. More people, you've seen this, Logan, in tournaments now, more people more confident throwing out light DPs than the EX one. More people are confident doing that. And he is based on grabs.
He's really susceptible to a lack of Oki as well, like reliable Oki when he does get the right hit.
Yeah, but we'll see again. Is he just going to be...
There's certainly no problem with Oki for Luke. He gets, you know, continual offensive pressure off of every touch that he gets as we join the match. Well in progress, and it's going to be the EX Flash Knuckle into the DP in the corner as Hadoshrooms tries to fight his way out. He's not going to be able to do it, and that is a very rapid round one, over in 32 seconds here from Masky.
Yeah, and it looks like, judging from what we saw in those snippets there, it looked like Hadoshrooms was relying on the flex a bit too much at certain times. It might work against certain heavy buttons, stand hard punch, forward hard punch, maybe the flash knuckle if he charges it, but he's got to be careful after that. And that V-break actually has the most pushback in the game. Oh, for V-breaks, of course.
Nice. Oh no, that was guaranteed as well. He didn't manage to actually follow it up, and that is going to cost him the game. First game in the can for Masky, aka Mohamed here. Going for the Luke pick. As you said, it's all fun and games when you're playing local community tournaments online, but when there is a $3,000 hospitality package, a trip to Evo on the line, it's pick a top tier time, right?
Listen, man, you've got to get the job done. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think Hadoshrooms is particularly too bad in that game. I know it's 1-0 already, but some of the ideas and strategies he tried to implement, they're there, but I just think he's not confident in defending and just letting things unfold. See how they go. Remember, Zangief's got an abundance of health to work with. Working on the perfect.
Dear God, that combo went on for 7,000 years. It's going to be... No, it's not going to be a perfect.
It will be.
It is a perfect. A delayed perfect.
Oh, man. Hadoshrooms is not holding down back. He's V-shifted. He's tried to flex. He's done everything but block. And Mohamed is going to be more than comfortable at dealing with that. Charges up the flash knuckle. Santia.
There we go. Lands a combo. As the offense started.
Again.
Oh no, doesn't get the button into the lariat.
He can actually wait here, Mohamed, if he wants to, but he's going to splurge his V-trigger on the Rock Smasher.
Well, it's worth it. He got all three of them. Ah, the double hit on the charged heavy flush knuckle is what beat him out. There's the activation. So he challenges.
Right. But do you know what? I think he played it safe. I actually thought Masky was going to do
that's guaranteed.
Yeah. Made him spend it.
That's going to be the kill. Well worth it.
I think if there's anything I can give to Zangief that's a redeeming quality is how he can deal with V-breaks with his V-skill 1 and his super if he does block it. That's about it. It's probably the best thing he has right now, in my personal opinion, outside of his looping Oki from the commander, if we get to that point.
Right, he is getting huge mileage out of this charged heavy flash knuckle. That's like some week 1 stuff that we saw from Luke players, and I haven't really seen that much of it since, but Hadoshrooms finding it very difficult to deal with. He gets the 1 SBD, but there you see the issue. He gets the 1 correct guess, and it's effectively Luke back out again.
Yeah, this is more than comfortable for Mohamed, getting a tremendous life lead. Good jab interruption. That's a bit brave though, but... Oh!
Way too far away. He gets a punish, but nothing significant. Maybe not knowing the frame data there. He's dead. Way more than just the 2 jabs. And it's 2-0 now to Masky. Looking to advance into this winner's semi-final, and it's very, very clear that whilst Hadoshrooms might have those old man Street Fighter fundamentals, he doesn't have the situational knowledge to deal with a lot of this Luke stuff.
Yeah, the disparity we've seen in these first 3 games thus far, it's clearly evidential, right? One side just knows that much more about the game and has that much more situational awareness as opposed to their opponent. And their opponents have been struggling to properly defend themselves, and it makes it easy picking for the attacker to just go nuts, get these perfects, get these crush counters. But he gets a command grab here. Let's see if he can start something off. Walks away again.
Yeah, it's really get anything after that command grab situation, which is a big problem. And again, the 2 hits of that charged flash knuckle blowing through the armor of that Stand Fierce. There's the V-shift. Oh my word!
Do you know why? Because that would have, if he went for a V-break, that would have V-shifted the V-break and it would have avoided the grab anyway.
I know that you know that he knew.
The only thing Hadoshrooms could have done there was jump, and he wasn't going to do that in that situation because he needs to get.
This is why I really like V-shift as a mechanic, because it really just, like, adding that additional option really adds a lot more depth to the game.
I remember you mentioned it over the weekend.
Yeah, talking about depth, it's a deep hole that Hadoshrooms finds himself in. There's the anti-air, and he is going from corner to corner. No quick rise. Within 3 mix-ups. Oh my god, gets hit. That's going to be the DP into the, not even the stun, just the kill. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our 3rd 3-0 in a row. Pure outclass here from Masky, aka Mohamed, up against Hadoshrooms. He is our 3rd name that advances into the winners' semi-finals. And Jammers, are we going to get a clean sweep in this first round? It's looking really, really, you know, a lot of mismatches here in this first round.
Well, we're definitely on track with it for sure. But again, the players that we've seen thus far, we know them. We're familiar with them, right? Masky the Beast, Mr. Crimson, and Mopalappo. And again, Masky the Beast. If this guy, if you're unaware of him, please note him down. He is picking Luke for today. He has been dabbling with Luke, but we do know him predominantly as a Dan main. He does have an exceptional Dan, but he's making sure he stays efficient and sticks to plan A to ensure that it increases his winning chances of going to Evo. But yeah, again, it was similar to the Mopalappo set that we saw earlier today. It was just, okay, I'm going to win neutral, and then I'm going to test your defense, and because you didn't block for a certain period of time, I'm just going to run with my basic knees and it's going to work. And then when you do have that basic conditioning, you're just going to get thrown and then you're going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. That was a lovely V-shift against the XSPD. He's going to get the closeout. His anti-airs were pretty much 100% on point as well, Logan. Masky the Beast.
Combos were on point as well. Excellent execution, and he closed it out there. 3-0 sweep. And you can just see the difference between, you know, someone that is entering and scoring top 8s regularly in online tournaments. You know, he was match fit and picking a top tier character with it against Geef. Very, very hard for Hadoshrooms, and the score certainly reflected that. But he's still in it. He's going to go into that lower bracket. It is a double elimination top 8, so he still is in with a chance. Obviously, everyone who plays today will get some kind of cash prize. What that will be depends on their results. But we are going to move on to our 4th first round match, which is going to be Spitsu and TGXTG. Now, do you know anything about these guys? Because I will hold my hands up. Both of these names are completely new to me.
I think, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind here and take a guess. I think TG is a Falk player. I could be wrong in saying that, right? Because I have a feeling if it's who I'm thinking of, they're part of your dojo. If they're not, then it's someone I'm completely unfamiliar with. I will join Logan in holding my hands up, and I actually have no idea who Spitsu
Well, Spitsu has some fans in the stream chat, it appears.
Okay. Nice to see.
All right. We've got the Italian community representing, and that makes sense from what I'm reading here. Looks like it'll be an Ed player. And Ed's certainly had a glow-up over the last couple of seasons.
Well, yeah, I mean, when we first played him to now, he is completely a different character. Transformed, fixed, reborn, a new man. You know, anything you say that's positive, it works here. And he's become a deadly threat in this game. And I don't think enough people, especially at the highest level, are talking about it enough. Obviously, we have Ending Walker putting him on the map, doing work in the UK and EU scene as a whole. You can see Spitsu's stats right now: 4 wins, 2 losses. We got a lot of these guys having roughly around that 67%, 75% win ratio here in the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series here with our 8 finalists. But let's see what his opponent has to say and what kind of stats we have on board. So it was a Falk player indeed. Okay, I do get some things right. But yes, another character that has been substantially improving and is another formidable threat in Street Fighter 5 right now. Good to see. There you go, plugging himself. Put the stream there if you want to check out more of Taj's Falk gameplay. You saw it right there, but wow. That is the second highest win rate we have seen today. 89%.
So TG must have won one of the other qualifiers then to only have 1 loss.
Okay, interesting here. I like it that they're both using, you know, characters that got the Psycho power, Ed and Falk.
Both linked in the lore, of course.
It's interesting. I'm not sure if these guys have bumped into each other or exchanged blows online, but the play styles are going to be the ones that are going to be interesting to see, because obviously Spitsu is the younger of the two. And I have noticed a lot of young players have gravitated towards a character like Ed. We've had Ending Walker, we had Zion Woods that made the top 16 in the UK CPT back in May. Obviously, we had case in point with Spitsu here, 20 years old. So we're definitely seeing some pattern formulate here with a character like Ed.
Are those easy inputs doing their job and bringing people into the game, letting them get involved in that without having to rely on complex motion inputs? They can just get fighting and get playing. Listen, you can't talk about Falk without recognizing, you know, the 4 fills, a double CPT winner now. The character, certainly in his hands, looks a huge threat. There's definitely a gap in knowledge of the Falk matchup, but regardless, still putting in, you know, incredibly solid performances with the character. She seems very, very dangerous in both V-Triggers, but that V-Trigger 2 seems to be the go-to. And she's so good in terms of, you know, just playing solid on the ground. Now that they've improved the shots as well, she's just really, really frustrating to just work around. Looks like V-Skill 1, V-Trigger 1 as well. How does this pairing work out for Falk? I know you've put a lot of work in with her over a couple of years.
So the V-Skill 1 obviously reflects projectile. So if we see Spitsu send out his own Psycho shots, you can reflect it. You should be able to do it on reaction depending on the range. The V-Trigger 1, I think that might be to test Spitsu's anti-air ability with Psycho Rising and maybe Crouching Fierce as well. We'll see. I'm actually surprised because some people don't opt to use Psycho and Griff, the V-Trigger 2, because in the environment we've been playing the last 2 years, that is very difficult to deal with. The risk reward of dealing with it and the stun output she gets from that is phenomenal, but looks like he's going to play it safe. Oh, there you go, he's part of your dojo. With his days on.
The finest dojo.
Are you still at the top, the higher ranked dojos?
I don't know. The dojo system came out and you didn't really hear anything about it again, did you?
That's true.
But respect to everyone who's supporting the finest events. Greatest English dojo going.
Oh, also as well, sorry to cut you off there, Logan. You mentioned Falk's shots got buffed, because obviously if she does a regular one, she can convert it to the EX one, just as we see right there. Ed can do that with Flicker. He can go into Flicker into EX Psycho Knuckle. So the way these guys have been able to utilize their meter a bit more on hit is actually pretty good.
What to do?
And he didn't cancel there. I would have taken the damage, but trigger activation.
Oh, nice use of the low shot underneath that Charge Fierce. Oh dear, baits out of the EX reversal. That was very back and forth.
For sure. I think, again, these guys are just trying to find who can, like, control that offensive game immediately. There you go. It's a Psycho Snatcher. Flicker. No cancel again. I'd be spending the bar on these cancels. That damage he gets from that is amazing. Trying the shot again. Can he get a clean shot here? Maybe the jump. He has to block right now. Great. Jumps Stays in front, and he wasn't confident in there. He cannot get that combo connection, unfortunately. He's getting the hits, TG, but he's not getting the conversion he needs, and he's still trapped in the corner. Activates V-Trigger 1. There's the Psycho Stream, gonna pull out the shot snatcher.
CA, no!
Oh, he could regret this.
Is that gonna cost?
He might regret
One more
this.
hit kills for both characters here.
Oh! Careful.
2 bars of EX. Oh, and he threw it away. He threw it away. The anti-airs from Spitsu just were not on point as well, by the way. He was really letting TG get away with all manner of aerial approaches, which is kind of not the way you'd normally expect to see Falk play early on, especially with this V-trigger as well. And that's a lot of damage being left on the table. Speaking of damage left on the table, you pointed out repeatedly that flicker not being cancelled also.
I remember Ending Walker was stressing other Ed players to do this, and me watching Ed for a little while now with these new changes, it's why would you not do that? If you look at how Ed builds meter in matches, anytime you land a flicker, just spend the me on EX Psycho Knuckle, get this screen carry, set up the control in neutral, and guide it again. I think it's a very simple process.
Yeah, absolutely. And those first two rounds really were coming down to very close life margins. It would have all added up. Nice chase down, but too far away.
Stays in front. That's going to be big damage from the EX catapult. And he's going to build the bar. Good interruption. Not with his 3-frame button.
Forward roundhouse, yeah. It was a brave interruption, let me say that.
Trade again. He's scared.
Just goes straight into the upper.
Reduces the hits, that's fine.
Wow, the air throw very on point there from TG. Good awareness.
Yeah, and that killed because of the accumulated grade damage. If that grade damage wasn't there prior, I think he still would have been alive in that round. But TG looking extremely comfortable at the moment. It's a low shot.
Yeah, spends the bar on it as well. Spitsu looking at a full gauge here. Really needs to make something happen.
No forward, no cancel. Definitely need to get low forward to flicker down as well. TG running away with it.
Oh, gets caught.
He gets stuck, I think. Oh, okay, didn't. Jump, he's going to activate Psycho Stream again.
Desperation activation, and again, the aerial approach is not dealt with. Spitsu getting outclassed here by TG.
That's not looking good, because if you're going to use the utility V-Trigger Psycho Stream with Ed, one of the first things you've got to do is, okay, it's a slow-moving projectile. We know what people innately want to do, right? They want to jump. Yep. So the fact that he just let it go and didn't even do a Psycho Rising, that was a little bit disappointing. Maybe he's just not confident as to what to expect from TG, because he's been outclassing him in a couple of areas.
Again, man, you can't just be blocking jump-ins with Ed. He's got so many really good anti-air options that can result into significant damage as well. And that's a rarity in this game, right? Being able to anti-air into big damage. He's letting TG get away with these head stomps, which are in no way, like, they never link, all kinds of stuff going on. But he's got a corner pressure here.
Lovely air throw there from TG again. He might do a jump shot in a minute, but that's dead. That's going to be done. Yeah, no cancel. And the people don't want to extend their combos today. One low shot.
Activation.
Charge. Build the meter.
Is it coming back? There's the V shift to the break. One more touch will do it. How is Spitsu going to get in? He is not. There's the jab check.
Okay. TG on set point here. Both players have CAs. Interesting where they're spending me and where they're not choosing to. No jab confirmed. There's a low again. I don't know if, Spitsu's looking to jump, but I think he's too shook to jump forward. That's the scary part. With this again, just charging up the shot. He might be looking to activate V-Trigger very shortly, Logan. Oh,
there we go. That's an interesting anti-air answer, but we'll take it. It works out.
That's his most risky one, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Just too far away for the low forward after the medium. They're getting pushed back to the corner now. Yeah, there's the pressure string. cancels into the CA, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It is another 3-0 here in the first round. Spitsu sent to the losers bracket, and it is going to be TG who advances into winners semi-final.
Well played. Using the character I do like to use. I actually need to get back to using her, actually, because she's fun. Four Fills makes her fun, as well as other people using her as well. But yeah, I think it was, again, another knowledge check scenario. Not confident. Spitsu wasn't confident at dealing with certain buttons, as well as I don't think he knew where Falk was at the advantage. And we saw a clean anti-air, too little, too late. It was at the end.
I'm not sure if there was just too much fear of the air shot that wasn't really, it wasn't even really represented that much. And there as well, like that's guaranteed anti-air for everybody in the game pretty much if you block that. It's very hard for Falk to get any kind of meaningful mix-up off that head stomp unless it's like a real set-up situation. Really let him get away with that a lot. Again, look, just gets caught.
Yeah, do you know what I think as well? I think I've definitely forgotten this. I think it's just to elaborate on what Logan was saying. Outside of the fear, it has been spoken about a fair bit. It is the mental stack for a lot of these guys as well. We're not at the driving seat. I don't actually know what he was looking for. There were opportunities where I felt this game could have been different for both players. Because these characters have some of the longest extensions in the game now. Well, Falk definitely is there. Ed's got some long combos too. But there are opportunities where they squandered damage. But I didn't know what they were looking for, especially Spitsu. So it might have been a bit worrying, a bit tense. He is on stream as well. So all these things pile on the pressure and maybe ultimately made him underperform. Because he's probably way better than what we saw now.
Well, he managed to qualify, so he's not here for no reason at all. But he is now in that lower bracket, and we can see what our winners semi-final is going to look like. Mopalappo versus Mr. Crimson is going to be a marquee match. That could very well be our grand finals later on here as well. Two of the heavy favourites in this bracket, but Masky certainly represented and showed that Luke very dominant performance that could cause a problem for both Mopalappo and Mr. Crimson, the young player from France looking to make a name for themselves. TG getting the job done 3-0 as well with Falk, and then we take a look at the lower bracket. Lambton Worm with that Vega against Game Over Bruv, who showed the gill but has the Sagat on deck as well. Spitsu with the Ed going up against Hadoshrooms with the experience, and Zangief. Those are the matches that we are going to be looking forward to in our next round.
Yes, for sure, and I cannot wait for that. Interestingly, one-sided for this first part of the show. Don't forget, if you want to get involved with some of these, there is a link on the screen right now. Compete.playstation.com. These tournaments are happening all around the year, all around the way. So please get involved, and we might be able to commentate your matches and enjoy some Street Fighter, because we all love the time.
It's such a great way to begin your competitive journey. You know, you sign up through these events that PlayStation are holding, and one day you might be at the biggest events, perhaps the biggest event of them all, which is EVO happening this August. And if you were already planning on going and you missed the early registration, well, do not fear, because we have that code FGC Arcade, and you can take $25 off of your tournament entry if you head over to evo.gg. So FGC Arcade, and you can take $25 off your entry over there for EVO, which of course is what everyone here today is playing for, a EVO hospitality trip, which will see them flown out, put up in a hotel, and entered into that biggest tournament of the calendar for all of us here in the FGC. The action will continue as we move into our second round, but we're going to take a short pause for the cause, and we will see you right here for FGC Arcade Summer Community Series European Top 8 Final for Street Fighter 5 after this short break.
When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, every day I do this, never feel loose. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improved. A real problem, but I solve them all face proof. And if you think I'm going forward, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. All done inside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Fight! It started from the ground up, training getting wound up, channeling the inner self and moving up and down, crossing over, passing around, full of time the clock and keep score. Years I never thought it was before. When I get tired on my knees, I gotta dig in the deep. I feel like I'm on the road, it really has got me. Actions always the way, no goodbyes. If you just let again. Somebody that's scheming, right around and dreaming. Once I get the feeling, nobody.
The top player is here.
Let me have some fun.
Ready? Then show me.
This will be a good fight.
If you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up for me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me what you wanna call me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back.
This is our destiny. My secret arts.
Street Fighter 6.
PlayStation.
and welcome back to today's event where we are going to determine who will be getting that all-expensive paid trip to Las Vegas for EVO 2022 later this year. I'm going to be one of your commentators continuing to call the action jammers. Joining me is Logan. We've gone through round 1 of today's event, and now we're going to be going into the winners semi-finals. Isn't that right?
And boy, did they not make short work of that. We had 4 3-0 clean sweeps. You know, they're not paying us by the hour, so always flying through it there. And these guys do not earn any money for playing any longer sets as well. So they are racing towards that EVO hospitality package, that all expenses covered trip to Las Vegas to enter and take part in the biggest event of the fighting game community calendar. 4 great players in winner's side. You can see Mopalappo going up against Mr. Crimson first, and that is going to be absolutely incredible. Our 2 highest seeded players, the 2 favourites, going up against each other. Obviously, you know, the ball has to be in Mr. Crimson's court. He has got such an array of accolades. You know, so many wins underneath his belt, but Mopalappo is always dangerous.
Yeah, and one thing I'd like to, I know the players, the top players like to talk about this all the time, and I try to emphasize this more when I talk to people about the game, is obviously you want to be consistent and you want to improve your personal win ratio when playing the game, but more importantly, you want to have your win ratio against some of the strongest players around be just as good, if not even better. And Mopalappo's track record against a lot of top players in EU is actually in the positive side of things. So maybe he might be able to continue that today going up against Mr. Crimson. We saw Mr. Crimson's Laura in his preliminary match. It
wow,
might
look
go
at
to
those
Dalton.
poll results, though.
Oh,
77% of the people watching have Mr. Crimson down as favourite to win this match. And to be honest with you, that is only going to spur Mopalappo on further. He loves that, you know. You see his dojo is the EU Street Patrol. He is there online trying to break people's online streaks. He wants to spoil everyone's day. He wants you to have a bad time. And to be honest with you, I love that kind of street fight. I love that in fighting games. People that just want to ruin your day in-game, of course. I love it. We've got the Bullrog out. It's going to be Laura as well here for Mr. Crimson. Now, this is a matchup. A very smart pick, because this is a matchup that we've seen over and over and over again on the East Coast with IDOM terrorizing Brian F.
Round 1.
And Smug as well. He was actively playing Boxer. He's still actively playing Boxer as well. But yeah, this matchup has been historically bad for Boxer ever since he came about in Season 1. Yeah, it was Season 1.
Yeah, it's literally because of the interaction of Boxer's sweep hurt box. A lot of characters can just stuff the start up of that fireball by just using a button at low profiles to start up, and just hits her out of it. Boxer's sweep can't do that because for some reason his sweep hurt box is enormous and he actually gets clipped by the fireball. But in this instance, it didn't really matter. We didn't even see fireballs coming out. It was just dash straights and normals banging up this Laura from mid-range. No punish though on that dash straight. Look punishable.
Yeah, I'm not sure if... I know stand jab's 3 frames, it's got decent range, but I'm not sure if her crouching light kick, maybe even her crouching jab might be a better answer for that. It's a sunset wheel. Get the ball rolling here. Delayed rise into the throw tech there.
Bro, this is all just straights and fierces over and over. He's switched to crouching medium now.
Oh, he tried it there.
He did try and interrupt something, yeah.
Okay, we were talking about before, and he's going to get... That's dead. Yeah. And I'll tell you why that's dead, is because the camera zoomed in. It literally... One of the changes they had to barrel roll, I can't remember if it was this final update or the version before. He said
yeah, it was a version before.
Yeah,
Gigaton Punch.
Yeah, the Gigaton
gets
blow.
the big zoom in. I love that change as well, by the way. There's a couple of them that have that animation change, and it's really cool. It really makes you feel the full impact of that one bang to the jaw. And what an impressive, you know, first game that was. Mr. Crimson, of course, is going to adapt, but so is Mopalappo. Already starting out with the low, then gets the target combo into the V skill. There's the shimmy.
Ooh, Nice.
I love a defensive shimmy.
Do you know what? They work more consistently than your offensive one these days because people just naturally go for that delayed
What
throw.
is going on? Mopalappo is mopping up Mr. Crimson right now. And none of this is not random online tactics. This is an absolute beatdown.
Nah, these guys have played and they talk about this game nearly every day. If not every day, every 2 or 3 days. These guys are very vocal and they love sharing tech.
Conversion, a crush counter. And just Mopalappo's timing is on point. Crush counter himself, though. It's the counter hit conversion and another counter hit.
Yeah.
Stay there, the V-shift, double V-shift. Very brave.
I mean, I like the reactions, though. No stun
it! Oh, no, he got out and that was not enough for him.
Yeah, that sucks there. But again, he's still in the pole position here. He's 1 round up, and he's basically on the final round of going up 2-0 in the second against Mr. Crimson. A big deal. Push counter. Too far to get the thunderclap to connect. He wanted that for a pressure stream, not so much as a combo extender. But
Bro,
he gets
I
another
have
cross
never
counter.
seen so many counter hits in the space of 3 rounds.
We've seen a lot of cross counters today, to be honest. Stun. One more will do it. Oh, he tried!
He went for it again!
Oh, he really wants that stun. He was so ravenous for that stun, and he tried to do the KKB through the thunderclap.
It worked for him last time, the late V skill to get through that fireball, but not this time round. But he's still got the life lead.
And he's still got bar as well. Oh, that was a bad sweep. That was a terrible sweep. The V-shift. Oh, wow. He can't dash straight. He can't do it!
Again! The micro walk back was sick.
And that's it, man. Logan mentioned it before. And if you guys are still learning and looking to improve your gameplay at Street Fighter V, these are one of the things you need to get. Evidently, like just playing the game in general is actually harder to hit a lot of people now because of where we are with the game's lifespan. But when you look at situations like that, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a free entry point, but it's definitely something you need to note down and go, look, I can get some damage here and get my offensive rolling from this point. And Mopalappo done it like 2 or 3 times in that second game.
Yeah, he's making the read that Mr. Crimson is going to try and defensively tech a throw. Let me get back to that because at the moment he's getting harvested in the corner. And Crimson is whiffing 7,000 buttons. Look at this.
Because he's buffering.
Very susceptible to a dash straight.
Good jump back. Cross counter again, still too far, and another jump to avoid a
Still alive.
grab. These guys on point today. D-Rev. No punish. Too far.
Could have definitely swept it back, but wasn't ready. And it is a set point. Would you have, before this set, ever have predicted that Mopalappo would be set point up 2-0?
Actually,
Certainly not.
Hell no,
No,
but
you
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't
Don't
put it
lie
past
to
him.
me.
No. I wouldn't put it past him either. Remember, this
Rob,
game's all about how you
this is
put the
a
game.
beatdown.
Oh, man. Hold on. Oh, with sweep there, no awareness there from Mr. Crimson, or very low awareness there.
Yeah, meaty dash straight off the back throw. There's the activation. He's gonna.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead. Oh, man.
The stun of that V-Trigger 2 command grab is ridiculous. He even opened him up with the shimmery anyway. And look, man, there was so much preemptive stuff there from Mr. Crimson. Maybe he's used to playing a bit too much dull sim where you have to be preemptive to occupy that space. But I was just seeing buttons whiffed. I was seeing counter hits everywhere. I was seeing whiffed throws on defense. And all of it got punished. Mopalappo with a 3-0 beatdown against Mr. Crimson. Very, very impressive stuff. And he moves into that winner's final. 77% of the viewers, including me, and I'm going to say including you, Jammers, as well.
Don't rope me in this.
I'm not, Jammers, I'm not letting you lie to the people and say that you thought Mopalappo was going to win that set. He showed us all up, and we said it, didn't we? You know, he loves it. He loves raining on other people's parade. He loves proving people wrong. And boy, it looked like it was starting out quite well, though.
I think it was from that point. You know what? I honestly think things might have changed from that super that hit him, and then after that, Everything just went Mopalappo's way, and he shows you why he's a formidable opponent in this side of the world.
He hit every counter hit conversion, I think, pretty much.
Yeah.
The dash straights were all over the place, just getting badly beaten down.
I think if there's anything to exploit, it's probably his V-shift game, but even then...
Close one that was, though. And he was just able to clutch it out. Catches him asleep at the wheel of the overhead. There's the air reset because he backdashed.
Neutral jump. Yeah, that was interesting. I've seen a couple of players do that now. They just neutral jump into nothing, just expect the opponent to anti it. But one thing I've got to mention about Barrel's V-Trigger 2, the stun, I believe it's 350 stun it does, but there's actually probably only 2 characters that can withstand one of them. I'm not going to say both, because he can basically inflict 700 stun in about 5 seconds if he really wanted to. But if your stun is below, like, what, 1050? No, 1025, you can't hold whatever happens after that. You really are in trouble. Even if you've got high health, that stun that it does is what he really wants. They're lucky that they have to scale back the damage you get from when you stun your opponent with a throw. But even then, Barrow does a substantial amount of damage. But that's how the bracket is looking like right now, ladies and gentlemen, for FGC Arcade Summer Community Series on the Street Fighter 5. Mopalappo sitting pretty.
Well,
oh, God, please.
Still has a 100% win record. He's not dropped a game on this run. This path to Evo, he hasn't dropped a single game.
I think he had the last PlayStation tournament, like we said before. The last PlayStation tournament he entered, I was commentating alongside Ultra David. Shout out to Ultra David. I think his run was pretty similar up until this point. I'd have to double check the stats, but he was pretty good, and he won that tournament as well. So he's getting ever so close to that goal, but his opponent will be either between Masky, that was Mohamed, we got the bracket changed because it is Masky the Beast, so shout outs to the stream team for getting that bracket edited, much appreciated for that. Masky going up against TG, Luke going up against Falk. That's one matchup I have only seen twice, and that was on CFN. That's it. That's not a matchup we've seen in CPTs. So,
yeah, just checking the stream chat, and they are just as shocked as we are by that result. Mr. Crimson, easily the biggest favourite today. He is now in the lower bracket, and Mopalappo is in that winners final. Let's find out who he's going to be facing, because we've got Masky up against TGXTG. Who's going to win? Let us know. Get involved. The polls are up right now in the stream chat, so we want to know what your thoughts are. Get involved. We'll do the commentating, we'll call the action, but we want your predictions. Is it going to be Masky with the Luke? Is he even going to go back to Luke? Is he going to start getting a bit, overconfident? Is we going to start pulling out the Dan? What do you think is going to happen, Jammers? Do you think he's going to ride Luke all the way?
Yeah, I would stick to, well, the poll results have basically said that TG is taking it, and judging by probably those results, I don't think the viewers have been hit by Luke enough.
No, definitely not.
In that sense, but I can see Masky starting out with Luke, and if things go south, bring out the Dan for the element of surprise. But the problem is, if there's one character you can't really surprise, it's probably a Falk player, because they've been surprising people for the last 2 years, I should say. So I'd probably stick with the Luke. If he wants to stick with his guns, he can do. I'd be curious to know how Luke does against Falk anyway, just commentary purposes in the future, because it might be something. I think it might be something we might see a little bit more of in upcoming tournaments for the remainder of Street Fighter 5's.
Well, we're definitely going to be seeing Luke versus XXX character a lot in coming tournaments, so it's nice to know how he does against all of them. But we are not guaranteed that is going to be a match. We've been swerved before, we've been mixed up before with character picks, so let's not assume. But I feel confident in saying that Masky's going to be playing a character that throws a projectile and has a DP. That's as far as I'll go.
I love that safety net you just throw out there. Just said, right,
playing
this will happen.
Playing it safe. He could still show me up. We never know what characters people have been practicing these days. We're 6 years into the game. People have all kinds of pocket secondaries that they use for fun and pull out at the pull out at the craziest of times, so you never know. But Masky certainly very, very proficient with that. Luke hitting all of the combos, all of the charged flush knuckle juggles with the V skill power-ups as well, doing huge damage in the corner. He hit one combo that just went on forever and ever and ever. I think it was DP into Fireball into DP. I didn't even know you could do it. But it was all working, and all the damage was racking up against Hadoshrooms. Shout out to Hadoshrooms. I think he actually got the win against Spitsu in losers bracket as well. We'll bring you updates on what the losers bracket looks like also after this match, because we have been running some of those off stream as well. There you go. You can see it on the ticker tape at the bottom. It just said it just then. Hadoshrooms 3-0, and it is the Dan. It is the Dan.
Oh, but
he is
Logan,
confident.
Look, Logan, look closer. He's gone with V-Trigger 1 instead of V-Trigger 2. Now, they did change V-Trigger 1 a fair bit. They made it a bit more of a nuisance. It's the only one-bar V-Trigger in the game. But this is where I said, this is probably where the element of surprise is going to happen.
He gets really good conversions off of it. There's the counter hit. Link, he's going to know all of these. Into the red fireball. It's a shame it was wasted. No way. DP, yes, he is on point today. Busts out with the EX, though.
Yep, low. Yeah, see, here's the thing. One thing you have to do is, that is a giant projectile. Yes, you can deal with it with certain anti-projectile tools, but you have to understand that thing is going to stay there until it hits you, and you're going to be floating for quite some time.
So slowly as well, which is what makes it so difficult to deal with, because he basically gets a free mix-up on it.
Yes. Indeed, sometimes it's actually better to block it when you activate it right in front of your face. Good block. Good bait on the reversal there with the EX Psycho Schneider. And again, applying that pressure. And this is something I feel TG isn't comfortable with. He gets a clean hit.
Yeah. Was very fortunate that that anti-air Dragon Punch didn't connect.
Hello. Nice attack
reversals. Rough. He is rinsing this EX Tatsu just to get into.
But he won't.
Oh my god, the awareness. He was on point, ready.
Oh, activates. And that's going to be, that's probably going to... Oh, anti-air, that's good. He is taking advantage.
He's using that as like an EX command dash. He just wants to get in.
You might as well call it that. You might as well call it that.
Big Bro will do his best.
That is rough, but I feel...
Masky's showing that he doesn't need to pick a top tier to get the results.
No, but I think this is the thing. This is why I like Dan, because Dan's pressure for me is super oppressive, yes, but I feel it is one of the best in the game. With the taunt cancels and how a lot of people misunderstand his frame data. You can actually go in and test a lot of people with the look, he doesn't know. The best way to counter what Dan does is by using the V system, but the way TG's been using it, he's been mainly using it for V-Trigger. So... that's it. You have to block this out until you get V-meter, or you can bust out the Psycho Schneider, which you might get that shortly, but... oh, wow.
He charged that all the way up.
Yeah.
He's basically going to get like 4 or 5 of these around, depending on how it goes.
That's what's crazy about this V-Trigger to me. That's why it's not super powerful. It's annoying, but it's not, like, exceptional. There you go.
Look at that single hit, still did all that damage.
And yeah, he doesn't know how to comfortably deal with this. And then the thing was interesting about Dan's pressure is when you start integrating those throws, which Masky has been doing incredibly well. He just don't know what to do.
Very much how Dan's played, in the last 10+ years of Street Fighter, including going back to Street Fighter 4. Again, he's using that as like just a dash to get in. Has to break out of the EX. It's a big risk to do that.
All right, there we go. Straight to the corner there.
Getting the knockdown and the pressure off of it there. The meaty bang kicks.
See, I feel that some of TG's fundamentals are what carrying him through this set at the moment, but it's just that specific knowledge on Dan that's letting him down.
Nice.
Dan Retzigen.
With the stagger string. Just too far away for the jab to Link.
He wants to get out of there. He has to get rid of him. Oh, and he didn't. He chose not to spend the bar or convert something. He'll spend the super. And that's going to be the round.
Yeah, only had to spend 1 bar to close it out. So in the end, it worked out for TG, but it could have been bad news.
Oh, yeah, that could have been brown bread, mate. Good jump. Space the V trigger. Can't be approach. I love that. The fact that you could do a jump
He's
shot.
got another one already. He used it 4 seconds ago. I didn't get the autocorrect. No cross cut for you.
Wow. So that's beating the startup. That must be beating the startup with the forward phase. Yeah. And another one. He's in.
Yeah, he's just... Oh, nice! He was ready for the punish on the V-shift.
And he's mashing. He is mashing to get out of there, TG. And an anti.
God.
I didn't even know the hitbox was that high.
Bruv, it does everything.
Poke it away. He can't get in unless he does a jump. Yeah,
Oh
unless he does a jump. No! Anything but
Oh my
that.
God, he gave it to him. I can't believe that EX Dan kicks anti. That was ridiculous. I want to talk about that again. That move does everything.
I hope they do. I hope the stream team actually bring that back on the replays when we are done with this set, because I do want to see that again, because I didn't even know the hitbox went that high. I
can't help but watch really good Dan players with a massive smile on my face as well. Like, it's such an entertaining character. They're really having to make the most of a limited tool set.
Well, I think that, again, the most expression we see is through his pressure string, and TG's knowledge has been super tested here. He's been able to well his way out of 1 or 2 situations, but at the end of the day, we've been at this left side of the screen far too often.
Or eating the jump in.
See, look, he doesn't know what to press. He has to be shifting, he has to be reversal, but he doesn't want to give up that V-meter. Jump in.
Again, he's just raw eating that jump in.
So there he activated V-trigger, and he has to bust out the Psycho Schneider, and he went in, and he still got punished. But messed up the tool cancel. Is that gonna... No. Oh. They could have got a way better punish than that. That's like -10 or something. It's double digits for sure. But it's looking good for Masky. Charge it. Yeah, the whole way. 7 hits now. Yeah, that's going to be longer now. Yeah.
Oh,
guard
and it's a guard break. He doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't
know.
Legit, we can see it. It's unfolding, like, literally in front of your eyes. He doesn't know certain things about that. Here again. Like I said, the fundamentals are carrying him to a certain point in this match, but after that, you got to be... Oh,
wow. That's so smart. Tried to use the EX to use the durability. He just hopped over and got the punish. He's so good at using this V-trigger as a get-in tool. He's so good at using everything as a get-in tool.
Yeah, mixing that with EX Dan cakes, and it's just like, okay, which one are you prioritizing? And the other one will he'll just let it go.
Oh my. And literally the only way out for TG is to just mash a reversal. There you go, right on cue. He doesn't know where the holes are. He's not V-reversing when he needs to. He's getting clipped by the V-skill cancels. Oh my God, the juggle.
He hasn't got any meter. And he got clipped
now look,
again.
Last game, he was in exactly the same situation and just did the normal median DP. The horizontal range on it was really bad. It whiffed, and TG landed and got the big punish. There he said, no, this is not happening to me. He used the EX for the extended horizontal range. It caught TG on the way down. And ladies and gentlemen, we have maintained our perfect record of 3-0 scores in the winner's bracket. I'm not sure what the loser's side looks like, but shout out to Hadoshrooms getting that 3-0 victory as well to keep it a speedy day for us. But what a great performance from Masky. I could watch like Dan player specialists all day long playing, and I hope he picks him again.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I love the usage, as Logan was alluding to during the set there on commentary. I love the way he's using EX Dan kicks, but then it was the mixture between the V-Trigger 1 and the EX Dan kick. They cost above their respective gauges. Obviously, V-Trigger 1 only has the 1 bar, so you haven't got your limited choices, but he felt more than comfortable using it there. And then, again, TG, your fundamentals, there is that EX Dan kick as an anti, that was crazy. I think TG's problem was he done something that a lot of mid-level players do. When they're struggling in the corner, they jump back into the corner. And they tried to jump down or come down with a button. It wasn't working.
Was sick.
Masky was like 10 steps ahead, got the anti-airs ready, went for more damaging one to close out the set, but I didn't really see a V shift from TG's side.
There's just no way out. No way out.
The spacing from Masky in the corner to Cajun there was phenomenal. That was meticulous spacing.
And that was it for the win. The EX closes it out. Oh well. Game over, bruv. Ruining our perfect bracket there, but we respect it. The Gill not being able to get the job done, and Lambton Worm advances. Hadoshrooms has the honour of facing Mr. Crimson now, and I believe Hadoshrooms has had enough and actually pulled out Luke against Spitsu. So yeah, pick a top tier, as Mr. Sanford Kelly said very wisely many years ago. So as you can see, they are our 6 remaining names. We lose Spitsu and Game Over Bruv, Mopalappo and Masky in women's final. TG goes down to face Lambton Worms Vega, and Hadoshrooms will face Mr. Crimson, who seems to be on a Laura trail today. We'll see if that remains though.
Yeah, for sure. Again, these guys are here for a reason. They're playing for one big prize, taking them to Evo there as well. But it doesn't stop as we get closer to the finals. Your opponents should get stronger and more fiercer indeed. And this is where we have to separate the men from the boys. Do not forget, like, if you guys are enjoying the action today and you want to get involved or start your, fighting game career, then head on down to the link below. The tournaments are happening all around the way. Compete.playstation.com. Get signing up and find out your respective information for whatever game it is you are playing. Just enjoy playing some fighting games.
It's the best way to improve your game. It's the best way to see where you're at and experience high-level play. Enter competitions, enter tournaments, watch your replays back, see where you made your mistakes, and learn from your mistakes. Get involved. It's the best way to start your competitive journey. Go and sign up right now at compete.playstation.com, and you might make your way one day to the hallowed halls of the Evo exhibition arena. If you want to get there this year, though, and you missed the early sign-ups, you can use the code FGCArcade and get $25 off of your tournament entry. That's tournament entry only, not for arena tickets. You can do that at evo.gg. Sign-ups are still open now, of course, that happening in August.
For sure. Now, I believe we did have 2 matches here, so I believe we should be throwing to a break, if I'm not mistaken. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit tight, get some refreshments and some snacks, because there is still some more Street Fighter 5 here.
I can't wait for this winners final. Can't wait for it.
Don't go nowhere. We'll be back with you shortly.
Calling all fighters. The PlayStation Tournament's FGC Arcade is back with the Summer Community Series starting this June.
Let battle commence.
Get ready for 6 weeks of scorching competition and awesome prizes across your favorite fighting games. Sign up in-game, on your PS4 console, or on the competition center at compete.playstation.com for your chance to win cash prizes and a round-trip ticket and competitor pass to EVO 2022. Think you're up for the challenge?
welcome back to the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series. It's Street Fighter 5 Top 8, which is now more like a Top 4 as we progress in the bracket. And we have had some big upsets already and some very, I'll say, fan favourite performances as well. Our winners final is looking like Mopalappo against Masky. And let me tell you, the stream chat were loving Masky's Dan in that last match. We are going to see some crazy stuff between him and Mopalappo. It's going to be foot to the pedal, all go, no backing off in that matchup as we race towards an Evo hospitality package for our overall winner today. We do have some updates for that lower bracket for you as well, which we should show you soon. But I know that Mr. Crimson has eliminated Hadoshrooms. There we go. We can see it there. Perfect timing. Thank you, production. And we'll find out whether TG's Falk is able to outclass Lambton Worms Vega. But up next, we are going to be taking a look at our winners final.
Yes, and as you said, it's going to be a very aggressive, exhilarating match there between Masky and Mopalappo. Will Mopalappo change characters again? Will Masky change characters again? Who knows? They've shown multiple characters on today's stream already, and it doesn't mean they have to stop there. They can continue to throw off their opponents and make sure even the commentary get mixed up as well, and make sure we don't know what we're talking about, or we try to. But it'll be interesting because, like you said, one of the favorites, or one of the hypest matches of today was Mopalappo going up against Mr. Crimson. But now, I think this one is just as equally hype, if not the stakes are higher, because both of these two are young players. They are young people. And again, they're probably 2 matches off getting that all-expensive paid trip to EVO. And I don't think either of them have been to an EVO in the past. So that would be a very big deal and a game changer for them. And it definitely propelled their career to new heights in fighting games, especially with the Street Fighter series,
like
right?
2 out of 3 people in the stream chat watching right now. And thank you to all 500 plus of you who are joining us from around the world, enjoying some Street Fighter 5 action. 2 out of 3 of you think that Mopalappo is going to get the job done. And I don't blame you. After that 3-0 sweep of the reigning Red Bull Kumite London champion, the the man who got the job done in so many CPT events as well, Mr. Crimson, arguably the world's best Dalsim, who's seems to be focusing on Laura as it goes this weekend. Mopalappo moving into this winners final as favourite. But for me, Masky, whether it's with top tier Luke or very, I don't want to say bottom tier, but very low tier Dan, he looks just as proficient regardless of which end of the spectrum of power level character he is utilising.
I just like that he was able to kind of encompass his playstyle in the Shoto archetype, right? And again, like you said, they're on 2 different ends of the spectrum. Obviously, Luke has got a significantly better matchup spread if we're talking matchups as opposed to Dan. But there are a couple of characters Dan can catch out, and Mopalappo has brought out another character. This is interesting because I used to watch for Street Fighter League last year, Japan. It was Daigo training Moruta to play on his team. Ultimately, he said, look, you've got to change your tactics if you want to be prepared for Street Fighter League. This was a very interesting matchup. A lot of the anti-Gal tech that was available was doing V-shifts against Sonic Boom. So we'll see if Masky does that against Mopalappo here.
Wow, Mopalappo showing 0 patience here. He's giving away not only the corner, but a huge amount of damage and stun.
Back then, he doesn't tech. Mopalappo, I promise you that much. There's a delay crack throw. And that was a V-trigger immediately activated. I wonder why that was the case. Dive Sonic. Keep it here. Can explode all of that V-trigger.
Nice.
Quite dead yet. Good tech there from Mopalappo. He techs in the face of danger. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, we are walking and blocking online. He didn't block that flash kick.
Oh, he tried. Tried to V-break against the Dive Sonic, so he doesn't know the tech, but the anti-Gal tech is universal. Hold on.
Gets beaten to the punch literally by Mopalappo as he lands and gets the counter hit jab. Trying to bait something out. There's the chip.
Ooh, and do you know
Very
what?
Smart.
That was a new change. He couldn't do that before. So is that he's actually utilized? Yeah, he couldn't do that before. So he's actually utilized a new change there. Because if that was last version of the patch for Dan, he wouldn't have been able to close it out there. He would have to do it another way.
So what was the change there? Because
they just made stand hard punch special cancelable. Oh, sorry, not special cancelable, super cancelable. Sorry. So that's actually a big deal.
Nice cross-cut DP action. You saw the inputs there.
I guess the sweep. That's classic.
The strings do not end. Catches Mopalappo trying to walk out, but it's Mopalappo who's now taking the lead. And these guys are trading blows. As I said, there's no backing off.
Oh, wait.
Oh my God. He wasn't able to get the full conversion there, and he lets it rip with an EX flash kick.
Oh, that's still going to be a lot of damage here. One throw will do. He has to be forward throw, unfortunately, but he backed off just in case. He's still got another V reversal to work with, but he explodes it on V shift. Logan. Oh, does it?
Oh, he catches him with that V skill cancel.
That's it, because it was a mixture, right? 80% of the time in this matchup, he's actually got successful cancels, but there was 1 or 2 occasions where he didn't get it, and I think that's one of the reasons why I wouldn't even go to try Dan. The taunt cancel would just deter me. You just see him do that, and it's just like kind of hit stay, and it's like when your opponent is ready, that's just a free crush counter for them. But Masky is able to get the stand hard kick, taunt cancel into another stand hard kick to close it out there for game 1. It looks like we've gone back to the lobby for character select, Logan.
Yeah, Mopalappo is going to be changing it up. The Guile pick wasn't there for him, and I just feel like just his approach was a little bit off. When it comes to the way he was backing himself up into the corner, the answers that Masky had in terms of the dive Sonic as well, he wasn't able to really control space with that. He was V-shifting, looking for a punish, wasn't really able to come with one, but also just generally the way that he interrupted with normals, the roundhouse and the stand fierce, even the sweep, the way that he was able to do that and just completely discourage Mopalappo from the proactive style that we normally used to seeing from him. It was really just most of the offense he got was from just letting it rip with the reversals, and that is certainly not a solid strategy to get the win in a longer set. So I definitely don't blame him going back to character select. I'm not sure what we're going to see. Boxer would be the favourite pick, right? But I have no idea what that matchup would be like.
I think it'd probably be similar to, you know, past experiences with Boxer versus Laura, Boxer versus Mika. It's what do you do once Stan gets on you? It's like, how do you get him off, right? He can do the V reversal and the V shift, and Mopalappo is not afraid to use either defensive mechanic. Like in the early days of us getting to know him as a player in the UK scene, he was one of the players that abused V reversal the most. Now you're giving him another defensive option, he'll be more than happy to use that as well. He could go with, he could try out Dictator. He could try out Bison, maybe. But I'd probably stick just where we are in this late stage of the tournament. I'd go with Boxer.
Dulcim as well, right? But it's going to be the Boxer that he's going to pull out. So we'll see how this goes. Obviously, Dan's Fireball is certainly not a traditional Shoto Fireball. Doesn't have the same range, doesn't have the same properties, and we don't see Masky use that projectile in remotely the same way. So it's going to be a game of buttons mostly here. That stand fierce from Boxer, the dash straight is going to be very important as well.
Yeah, speak of the devil, right on cue, as Logan would say. Yeah, doing space dash straight should be fine against Dan, or even trying to steal a turn from that situation as well. But yeah, once he gets in, there's a V-break. And this is probably what's going to ruin Masky's day. He's going to have to play much more aggressive than he was before.
God, he's getting opened up now.
V-reversal, yeah, he's fine doing that. Take those straight hits, go for the death by 1,000 cut strategy.
Looking to whiff punish that dash straight.
That looks difficult to do though for Dan. Cancel the dash straight into the target combo. One more hit will do it. Probably needs a counter hit dash straight, but there's
Blocks
the block.
the overhead. That's a proper desperation maneuver there from Mopalappo.
Yeah, he didn't need to do that as well. He was actually, he had a good life lead. Oh dear. This is not, yeah, I know that round was close, but this is already looking like a struggle for Masky. Down kicks. Okay, so he was further away before, so it looks like his answer, his confident answer. Oh, that was sick. Unscaled damage from raw activation. If he was more confident, I thought he could have got more, but I like his spacing against the light dash straight.
He's catching Mopalappo just trying to walk out of pressure as well. That low forward fireball so good when he's in V-trigger.
You know what? I think he's waiting for Fierce. Yeah, I think he's waiting for... That's a can of hits. I'm not sure if he's still alive.
Bruv, that last hit done chunks.
Yeah.
It was 2 heavies into a super.
And the first one was
very
can
minimal
hits.
scaling.
Okay, looking good here for Masky, but the meter advantage is with Mopalappo, so if he wants to get aggressive at some point, he can do. Yes, that's straight. There it is. It's fine. Yep, sweep the sweep. Keep it simple. Just trying to find that spacing, and then Mopalappo will probably find that opportune moment. There you go. To just break away, or just use the V-bar to get out.
Again, gets shimmied. Here's the pressure strings. Judo throw.
Good, I like that. He's standing up against the light version of the down kicks. If you're crouching, he gets more frame advantage. So you have to stand up to make it -2.
Yeah.
I think it was. Take your turn back. There you go.
Yeah, he's standing up on reaction as well, so respect to him for that. Good awareness.
Right. Tremendous life lead here from Mopalappo. Just waiting for a chance. Yeah, he's waiting to do dash straight. Whistle again.
Corner pressure here. Mopalappo's really turned it around.
So it looks like to me that is the elusive style that we know him for. Hit and run, get the dash straight, build the bar for EX dash straight, throw it in there occasionally. If it hits, you get the knockdown. If it's blocked, you still have frame advantage. You can go back to what you're doing before. So it's nothing but benefits for him. And then when he feels Masky is slowly coming back, whether it was from a whiff punish start or something else, we V reversal or we V shift. So I like this simplistic strategy from Mopalappo.
Nice punish.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Oh, I didn't even know it get that far.
That standing jab from Dan's got really terrible range. Way worse than it looks.
Oh, there's a whiff punish there into the taunt cancel conversion and throw break. Once again, yeah, this is it. This is what I'm talking about. When he feels that Masky's getting the momentum he feels he shouldn't deserve, he'll V reversal. Throw again.
Corner pressure. There's the V reversal. Right on cue, as you said, anytime there's any real momentum. And again, the V reversal.
And the pushback on... Oh, he's dead. Actually, no. If he knew he was going to get super there, it would have been different. Yeah, he's...
Bruv, that was so close to killing.
Well, like, Dan's damage, like, outside of conversion into CA, I can never count on him, like, stunning.
Bruv, I've got no idea how much anything does. Dan is not on my radar when it comes to extensive research as a commentator. I cannot lie, but Masky might have pushed him certainly a ways up. It's very annoying to deal with boxers dash straight as Dan because it's really hard to get an actual punish. Drops the combo into the hands.
He doesn't want to be too close with the buttons. He doesn't want to be too far for his sweep to whiff, but he's just been whiff punishing him like really well, Logan. So,
yeah, he's done a really good job as well of punishing these sweeps with the roundhouse cancelled into the fierce, into the sweep again.
All right, there you go. Gets the down kicks again. Can you get a sneaky throw? No, not quite.
Reversal right on cue. He's so reliable with that. You always see that come out. That's going to be it. No, he uses the EX instead.
Good back dash there from Mopalappo. The double back dash there just in case he's got 2 dash straights to work with. If he really needs to get out of the bind here. Well,
catches him walking back.
He might have picked up on that in early interactions with that, just with him trying to adjust his spacing by walking. And it's safe on block anyway, so why not? Oh, wake up light. He tried to steal a turn again, Mopalappo, and a crush count.
He only got the taunt cancel, he didn't get the full thing.
Oh, he's feeling it. I think we're going to see a reversal soon.
That's the stun. No!
He's going to wait. Oh,
that's definitely the stun.
yeah, what he's
stun. Plus an extra 300 stun on top. And Mopalappo pushes forwards. Are we going to see the loot come out, or is he going to ride it out with his main?
Do you know what? I did.
That Luke looked like a main, let me tell you.
Well, that too. I did hear, word on the street was Balrog was actually a pretty dire matchup for Luke. So yeah. That's what I heard, because when obviously before he got normalized, people were like, I don't know who beats this character or what beats him. Then some people were saying Balrog. And I was like, you couldn't convince me unless you actually showed me a first attempt. But it looks like Masky's actually sticking with the Dan Logan.
Has he got another button that he can try and punish that with? Because that stand jab is Really disappointing.
Crouching light kick, no. Crouch jab, no. Yeah, I don't think his lights are good for this situation. Or that situation, I should say. Oh, yeah,
so Boxer can almost just dash straight with impunity. It's very hard for him to do anything about it.
Yeah, that's why we saw before he was trying to steal a turn with the EX dash straight after space ones, and he's stealing turns there. Masky
DP after -2.
Mind game in itself. Logan was right. These guys are just slugging it out.
Swinging for the fences. It's all on the line.
Activate, that's +5 on block, and you're dead. There you go.
And we are going to a set point for Mopalappo.
Again, Masky is how does he get in? And wow, well, how do you stay in? Difficult in and of itself. Sorry. Stun yet. Nice talk cancel into EX damage again. Gonna get the oh, what was that?
Even I know that doesn't work, so I'm not sure what that was.
I don't know what that was.
Straight to the command grab. No walk up, follow up for you, sir.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is the Mopalappo we know. Yeah, this is the Mopalappo we know.
We are online, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
That was plus.
Oh, he's not dead yet. One dash straight will do it, or he's nice cross cut. He's gonna do it with a light attack or something.
That's crazy. So because Masky has not been able to punish that with a light all game, just because of the terrible range of Dan's standing jab, Mopalappo pressed his 3-frame immediately after that -4 dash straight, because he knew that the only thing that Masky could do in that situation was try and press his advantage with a slower, longer reaching button. And that's why he got the counter hit, even though he was at -4, because Masky was trying to swing out something that he just didn't have the advantage to do. Very good observation from Mopalappo. Good adaptamentation, as we say in the game. And very, very difficult playstyle to deal with. He started getting really comfortable at the end. You know, when you start seeing Mopalappo do triple backdash into random dash sweep, dash low, dash EX. You know, he's just having fun with it then. He's the one who's dictating the pace. And that's when it's very difficult to deal with Mopalappo. That's actually a playback of exactly the same situation.
Yeah. He was with punishing and doing his dash straight before, but making it win. But like you said, the problem was on block, and I didn't really see him try to do any crouching medium punch.
Well, the problem is that he pressed standing medium kick, right, and that's 8 frames. Now, when you're only +4 and you press an 8-frame, that 3 frame's going to beat you. That's just how maths works.
Yeah, very smart stuff. He's going to buffer the target combo in that anyway, so that's fine. I'm surprised. It could be a range issue. I'm surprised he didn't try light DP.
So he did it again, that medium kick. Getting very predictable with it. So that's really good observation from him.
But yeah, as I was saying, I'm surprised he didn't try light DP, because that's 4-frame startup. I'm not sure if it's... Because I know Kage's one works for most ranges because it's pretty decent, but I'm not sure if Dan's one is literally a vertical uppercut to deal with that situation. But regardless, it's the whole shoulda, woulda, coulda. That was unfortunate.
Worm eliminates TG's Falk 3-1. So it's going to be Lambton Worm versus Mr. Crimson in our losers semi-final. There you see Mopalappo advances into grand finals with the greatest of ease, 3-1. Masky sent down to losers final awaits. So they're the 4 players that we have remaining in the tournament. Mopu, Masky, Lambton Worm, and Mr. Crimson are going to be fighting it out for that Evo hospitality package.
For sure, indeed. So we should be going on to Lambton Worm going up against Mr. Crimson next. Obviously, Lambton Worm we saw him in the first round, and he lost to, I think it was, no, it wasn't Masky.
It was Mr. Crimson.
Oh, it was
he lost 3-0 to Mr. Crimson in the first round.
It's going to be a run back there. We'll see how this goes. And again, now that you get the run back, you're going to have to change your strategy entirely. Maybe change characters entirely.
He needs to change a lot, because the way that he was getting dealt with by Mr. Crimson was not pretty. If you remember, he was starting rounds by throwing the mask off, just trying to get that extra damage.
It's coming back to me now. It's coming back to me.
Yeah, but wasn't really sort of sticking to a solid game plan. by any means of it. And Mr. Crimson was just really, really patient with the Laura, got the job done. The anti-airs were on point. The pressure strings, Lambton didn't really have any answers to the pressure strings that Laura was presenting. Didn't find the gaps, wasn't able to challenge, wasn't backdashing out, wasn't V-reversling out unless it was in the corner, which doesn't really get Vega anywhere. He's got one of the worst V-reversals in the game, unfortunately. So we're going to have to see a big change around from Lambton if it's going to be a different result to the 3-0 that we saw in the first round winners side match.
For sure, indeed. Now, I did say before, I think he has tried Poison in the past, but if he wants to stick with Vega, he can do so. But again, just use and abuse stand medium punch with the claw on. Sometimes I feel a lot of players, they overcomplicate things because they want to try out different things. They want to integrate their own playstyle, their own personality into character, which is completely fine. But sometimes you've got to stick to that simplistic, efficient strategy. You need to make things difficult for your opponent before you inject your personality. And like you said, when we just saw the mask just come off immediately, it's like, well, now it's just a different game for me and you to commentate because you wouldn't really do that unless you stunned the opponent and you weren't getting clean hits anyway. And he picks the Vega.
All right. So he's gone for his Rashid.
He put in a lot of Rashid.
We did see Mr. Crimson need Rashid quite a fair bit towards the tail end of last season and the 2019 season as well. Actually, I think I remember seeing a bit of Rashid. He was a good answer for some of the bad matchups. We saw Mr. Crimson have an array of backup characters to his Dalsim. G was one of them for a while. And then Rashid made an appearance as well.
Colleen as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, didn't get the combo. He V-reversal, something that was punishable? Sometimes that happens, but I think there's a state of panic there. If you're V-reversing something that's punishable, at least by
so.
slide.
Takes to the air again, drops the combo.
Reversal, that's not dead yet. Double jab, catch it out. I'm not sure where Lambton
wants to close it out. Catches him low.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Lambton wants to position himself on the screen to be able to start what he wants to do. So I feel like he's getting hit by a lot of stuff that he's not comfortable with. Oh, that's a very tenuous punish.
Needs a proper punish on that. You can't be leaving the kind of damage on the table against someone of the strength of Mr. Crimson in those situations and remain into the corner as well.
Okay, he traded with the... I think that was a spinning mixer Mr. Crimson wanted to do. He traded with it. Light kick into spinning mixer again, straight to the corner with the delay rise. He's got to deal with this now. He's out.
Just gets out with the V-trigger.
Oh, he could have killed. If he just cancelled the nail assault, he cancelled it. Just backs off here. There's a flying Barcelona. Again, what is he looking for? Well, anyway.
A scrappy first game, but Mr. Crimson gets the job done and closes it out.
Yep,
and yeah, it's very difficult to see what Lambton Worm is kind of like, what ranges he wants to play at. He's not able to really get anything started at all. Then he gets frustrated and starts taking to the air. We saw TG do it a few times where as soon as you get put in the corner, there's just jump backs immediately. We saw that from Lambton Worm also. There's a punish on the Buster Claw. That's unbeaten start. And he's in the corner already.
I just wanted to try and... Oh, he just got baited with a neutral jump to throw. And he's going to get thrown for the stun. He's going to have probably 2 more guesses after this. No, he's going to have 1. Okay. Because the back throw will do it if he just wants to do it. NT jump low. Converts into the light eagle spike. And Lambton Worm is completely perplexed as to what to do in general. He throws it off again. Why?
He said, I'm not doing enough damage. But, sir, if you finish your combos, you will definitely do more damage. I can promise you that. Buster Claw not punished. There's the crush counter, and he's going to put him back into the corner.
He shifts into the break, catches him jumping with the flying Barcelona. All right, we're getting somewhere here. I think
he's starting to actually... Oh, I spoke too soon. I was going to say he's starting to actually get to play his game.
Yeah, I think he's just looking for scrambles and stray hits. It's a very haphazard strategy from Lambton Worm. If I do... Wow, he could have killed him with the grab. I think he even grabbed him. That would have been it. Oh, damn, he could have got around to the board here. And the block! punish. He's really trying to overhead it.
Triple
That's
overheads. He really wanted to get it.
I reckon that's going to be game 2 for Mr. Crimson. Let's not ignore that fact. I reckon if when he did the flying Barcelona, if he went for the grab, I reckon the grab would have killed Rashid. Rashid's only got 950 vitality. So,
Very possible.
Yeah,
I mean, there was a lot of bad decisions there. I'm not really sure what was going on with the multiple whiffed overheads. I'm finding it very difficult to kind of identify what Lambton was going for.
Yeah.
And Mr. Crimson probably is as well, to be honest with you. It seems to be very haphazard. He's just waiting for his opportunities and they are presenting themselves.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel players like Lambton Worm, like, they probably have an unscripted strategy, but when they do get something going, it kind of like confuses them a little bit because they don't know how to continue on.
He's not converting, exactly. He's getting hits and not converting them.
Guitar's out. He's
Just walked straight into it. He's lost the claw, and I think the mask's still on, but the claw is off.
Dead.
And we are going to go into a set point. It looks like Mr. Crimson's going to make very, very quick work of this and eliminate Lambton Worm in 4th place, which means he gets a half-decent payout for his day's work. Mr. Crimson is looking the firm favourite to advance into the losers' final.
That neutral jump was interesting, and he couldn't get...
Right, that buffer was sick. Doesn't get the follow-up.
Insane.
Still ready with a heavy mixer.
Yeah. And again, he just jumps and does the V-skill. It's like, dude, you might need that for later, but if you want to deal with this, then go for it.
With punish on the Eagle Spike. He's out of there.
And he jumps in. He's not going to spend the bar yet. One more guess hit for Lambton Worm. That'll be it. And he neutral jumps.
Oh, stuffs him out the anti-air. No real risk for going for that heavy mixer.
Yeah.
Unless he goes for the flying Barcelona throw, of course. Is it still called the Azuna drop in this game?
Yeah, I think it's called the Azuna drop. I think it's.
I'm calling it Azuna drop anyway.
It's basically the same thing.
But at the end of the day, Mr. Crimson getting the job done in a very straightforward fashion with that Rashid, and he is going to advance. Lambton Worm is eliminated in 4th place. Good day's work from you, sir. Congratulations on your prize. But it is Mr. Crimson who goes on to try and secure that grand prize, the Evo Hospitality Package, worth over $3,000. That's flights, that's hotels, that's tournament entry, that's all of that stuff. As we look at the combo exhibition video that Rashid was putting on here in the corner.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's good to see Mr. Crimson still practicing Rashid or dabbling with him. But Lambton Worm, well, it went from bad to worse, to be honest with you. Like me and Logan said, and we're just going to reiterate this, we couldn't identify what it is he wanted to do. And therefore, when you did get a hit, you didn't convert it because you probably didn't know how to convert it. I like the part of where he was being elusive, but that only works if you've got the life in you. He's got part of a style. He's building a foundation, but it just... There was no, like, first step. He went straight to, like, you know, stage 6. And he didn't run through the basics. And again, he threw the mask up at one point. He wasn't really abusing the claw. Obviously, it's more difficult to anti a character like Rashid because he can change his jump arc and zip line all over the place. But, yeah, just easy pickings for Mr. Crimson and gets another 3 on the board today.
And then there were 3. Mopalappo awaits in grand finals on winner's side. But we have Masky up against Mr. Crimson in a matchup that I've been looking forward to today. Shotos. It's either Luke or Dan. Is Mr. Crimson finally going to pull out his Dulcim? What do you reckon?
Nah, if anything, we might see his Luke. He might go back to Laura. I reckon he might keep the Dulcim under wraps until he gets to grand final going up against Mopalappo. Who knows? It could be there, but again, commiserations to all the guys that participated in today's event. Like we said, we're down to our final 3, and we're getting ever closer to that grand prize indeed. As you can see on your screen right now, up next it will be the lower bracket final. Masky going up against Mr. Crimson. 2 Frenchmen going head-to-head, and I've got to shout out the French team, man, because they've been putting in tons of work, leveling up as a community as a whole in the pandemic era. And again, one of them will be sent out, well, hopefully one of them will be sent out to EVO 2022 later on this year. So there is a poll going on right now Who do you think will win? Get voting. We'll get your results tallied up shortly. We'll put it back on screen. Who do you think will win out of Masky and Mr. Crimson? They should probably do a poll saying who.
The more interesting poll is, I was just going to say, which characters are these guys using? What do you guys think in the chat? Let us know. Obviously, you're getting your votes in, and we'll see the results of that real soon. But let's let us know. There's over 600 of you there in the chat right now. Who do you... Masky! 75%? What overwhelming... I think that's more like just who's your favourite, more so than actually any kind of bet with anything actually on the line there. But yeah, which characters do you think you're going to see? Are we going to see Dan again? Are we going to see Laura from Mr. Crimson? Are we going to see some Dalsim? Is he going to go back to this Rashid we saw him just dust off? Could it be anyone else? I want to know what you guys think. I mean, you've been paying attention. I know you guys watch a lot of the stuff online. Jammers, I know you've been checking out a lot of the online events as well.
Hey,
wow,
they go for
We're all losers.
I had a feeling I had a feeling he'd bring out the loot. Again, this showcasing there again. Let this be a lesson to all the people watching, right? These are the characters Mr. Crimson has practiced, dabbled with, or is currently using. So at any given point, we still haven't seen his primary character Dalsim. So it's like this is how much aware you need to be against a player like Mr. Crimson, you know? Right, there we go. Get the conversion.
Yeah. Masky's anti-airs have been super on point. No jumping on him with either of his characters. There's the county hit.
Oh, he did get the L2.
Yeah, he didn't get the charged medium flash knuckle. But he gets the kill anyway.
Good to see, good to see. And of course, like, again, when you're playing the Shoto, the fundamentals of doing cross-cut reversals or just anti-airs in general should carry over.
Nice interruption there on the X-Sand Blaster. Mr. Crimson with the stage control.
This walk forward as well. And again, Luca got toned down in a couple of areas, but still, arguably, top 2 in the game right now for Street Fighter 5. Oh, misses the Avenger.
Who else you got in there?
Poison. Luca Poison, the top 2 for me.
You're on this, man. Mr. Crimson swinging for the fences. Not able to get the job done, and Masky is looking to eliminate the Battle of the Loots. It looks like Masky's been putting in more time with this character. Are we going to see Mr. Crimson go back to character select?
Maybe, maybe not. He might rock it. I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing
Yes, we are.
I'll tell you one thing that's interesting while these guys get their characters swapped. I think for me, Luke and Cody might be the best at doing this. It's when they get a knockdown mid-screen, and we saw it with Mochi and Pugera in the grand final for the CPT Japan, right? They get the knockdown, and then it's that delayed medium that catches the delayed tech, and it's just like, right, if that says counter hit, that's probably it. You're in for a combo that's doing minimum 560, 570 stun. And it's like you don't want to take you don't want to take a grab from those guys either, because they can still gain that momentum from that grab, even though it gives them like pseudo legit Oki in that situation. So
he gets forward fierce off that, right?
Yeah, if he mistimes it though, there are similar to Ken, because you'll remember this. Similar to Ken, some characters can walk away from the forward fierce and it will whiff if he mistimes it. Other than that, it's probably best to just slightly walk forward, try and catch them walking backwards. Unless you're already in the corner, then you just do the forward fierce. But yeah, other than that, it should be fine. But we saw it there with Masky against Crimson. He did a delayed medium punch. His head counter hit. He got the crouching fierce. Leveled. It just rolls on through.
Yeah, and it's just offense into offense. Every knockdown leads into another situation where you're forced to guess. The character's so strong. You know, it's not just the amount of damage that he can put out. It's not just the fact that he's got very good pressure and zoning tools. It's the fact that every hit leads into another situation, and that offense can steamroll. So as we wait for these guys to get back into the lobby, because this is the beauty of Street Fighter V's online system, you have to come all the way out to change your character. But I've got some Dalsim up against Luke now. Finally, Mr. Crimson has unlocked his main. So it's some serious business.
Unlocked it. Not even like Masky got the right. We did own the right. Look, all right. You got me to pick my main, so let's see how this goes. Could be in here for the long run. Spin apply. V shift out. Slow again. Wow, he just walked up to him and did it. Didn't even do the meaty. That was not +1. Didn't look meaty enough to be +1.
Yeah, you've got to delay that, because if you do it instantly, it whiffs. And it's very difficult to time. As ridiculous as it may well be. Back throw into the corner again.
Oh,
what a brave jab check that was from Mr. Crimson. You say about, you know, the counter hit crouch medium punch. What a brave jab check that was in that situation. Crimson could have definitely paid heavily for that, but he made the read, he committed to it.
But I think Crimson's very good at, and a lot of top players are like this as well, is they're very good at identifying when somebody has to overcommit to get what they want. That's why some of these audacious jabs are claimed to be bold. It's like, I knew you had to overcommit there to get what you wanted to.
I really love watching Crimson's defensive play with Dhalsim. He's so good at making those decisions. He's so good at maintaining calm under pressure. I don't know if that's because he doesn't have a DP. We saw him crack when he was using Luke there at the end. Maybe having a DP is not a good look for him. But otherwise, you know, normally his defense is so impressive.
All right, does the Air Gale float over the V-Trigger 1? He might be able to float over it again, but with punish on the stand medium punch with the Rock Smasher. And that is Luke's V-Trigger 1 completely depleted for Masky. Burning, next hit will do it.
Yeah. It was a 50-50.
Yeah, and I know people like to talk about, you know, Laura, 50-50s, Mika, Cody command grab, or this. I'm like, listen, sometimes Dhalsim puts you in some of the worst 50-50s in the game. Is it going to be stand hard punch? Is it going to be crouch and short? Or is it going to be sniper?
If Dhalsim gets a mid-screen knockdown and he's got bar for the mix-up, you're playing Marvel. He's very, very good. An incredible rushdown character when given the situations to do so. Brav! Just DP's the whiff drill. There's the jump in, not close enough to get the medium punch follow-up. Probably should have gone for the fierce. There's the forward fierce whiff in, the charged flash knuckle.
He is letting it rock. He really wants to get a straight hit or some sort of counter hit on Mr. Crimson. But he got it, but he's too far away to get a conversion from that crouching medium punch. He's going to let the Yoga Burner cook him up a little bit. There's that V-Trigger.
Man.
That is not an EX move, that is a V-Trigger.
Nice block.
Floats. Charges up the hard shot.
Jeez, recovered in time to get the DP. Double medium for the knockdown, and there's the Oki again. The walk up.
He got him. He got him.
Finally gets Mr. Crimson to crack. Shuffles in and scoops him for the kill.
And listen, man, he's got the walk speed to do that.
Jeez. What doesn't Luke have? He's got everything. He's got the walk speed, he's got the damage, he's got the neutral, he's got the zoning. Privilege is what he's got.
Oh, low forward, no hit confirmed though for Masky, unfortunately. Gonna cancel the sandblast, and he tried to go for a sneaky overhead there, maybe from the running
Push the slide. Looking for the activation, he's got it now. Fighting his way out of that Yoga Burner, but he pushes him back in there. Out he comes. This combo's gonna do 300 damage because of the Grey Life. He's still alive! Oh, and another 50-50. The sniper does it from the rooftops. Mr. Crimson levels it up.
That situation, nobody wants to deal with it. Theo with the back medium. Ooh, luckily the sweep recovered in time, and there's a crouch fierce again. That was brilliant. That's active for quite a while, dealing with that float state move. Again, I always see an abundance of resources on Masky's side. Really, because I know
he doesn't really need to use them. He throws a EX Sandblaster away, but other than that, it's pretty much free to just use the EX bar for pressure.
Yeah.
He's got a charge move that gets him up plus frames. He's got an invincible reversal if he needs it. No punish on that.
He got the counter hit on the crouching medium punch, but he couldn't get the full combo. He really wants to get rid of Dhalsim, but he might be cooking up. Be able to lose this round. Stand fierce.
Yeah, he wants to keep Dulcimer away whilst this Grey Life recovers, because he's now all right and safe from a medium. Won't kill him.
He might have to look for crouch fierce into the tackle. That is a thing you can do against Dulcimer, but it's not easy to do.
That's what he's looking for, right?
I think that's what he wants to do. If it doesn't work, he'll do Sandblaster, but I think he's looking for the normal.
Dashes into a medium punch. 2-1.
That was unfortunate there.
So Mr. Crimson, as the names have swapped round, of course. They went out of the lobby and back in again. So we are now 2 wins back-to-back with this Dulcimer. It looks like this character switch has been a smart one for Mr. Crimson. The character that he's well renowned for is the one that is doing the work, but it is only 2-1. And Masky is sticking with this hero.
Yeah, he can definitely come back, because I feel the way he's been playing Luke, and he's been actually going for the most optimal stuff in a lot of situations. It's not a bad choice to stick with him, but this is crunch time now, so...
There's the confirm.
Throw. Get a meat stand hard kick. He will. Oh, nice slide up there.
Stealing frames of that back medium punch as well after the plus one. Now
Well,
that's going to hurt.
It's 5 frames, so it would have been a 4 frame there. Ooh. Okay, just blocking it out here. He hasn't got any V-trigger, and he's not going to build it in time. He has to find another way to get this. It might have to be not that. What was it, have to take it with the jump or something, but he never got the chance, and Mr. Crimson has turned this around and puts himself at match point. Backing away, charging up the hard shot for Flash Knuckle.
I love how Luke's back medium punch is 5 frames and +2 on block.
Yeah, I think you can make it +3 or 4 at best. I could be wrong on that.
It's +2 on block normally.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Well, I mean...
As a Ken player.
All right. Oh, this is the Flash Knuckle, unfortunately.
Yeah, just too long on that charge. Online games. Here we go.
Good V-shift, he's dead. No,
that was sick.
Yeah, no,
Just
he wouldn't.
too
Too
far
far. And I think the angle as well.
Yeah.
Any other super would have done it. Lesson learned. Can he get there in time? I wonder. He might have to spend the bar, but he didn't. He got
And
in
Masky catches life. Pixels away from that critical art.
Yeah.
A great attempt from Mr. Crimson. Really good awareness, but not aware of the range.
Oh, he's looking for the crush counter. I saw that back hard kick start up, but didn't really work out. There's the connection to the Flash Knuckle. Straight to the corner with the Avenger. And the delay. That's going to be stunned.
Bruh, 2 sequences. His character's a horror movie.
A menace indeed. Not dead though. Delayed back throw can help him win. Oh,
all right, here we go. Let's go, Dulcimer. I'm cheering you on. Baits out the V-shift.
Taking again.
There's the air-to-air. Yeah,
He
teleports away, trying to bait something out. He can't take any more.
Oh, he's got
gonna
it.
catch?
I think he's got him.
No, and
wow.
again, the critical art lets him down. He was just underneath that enormous yoga flare.
That was unfortunate there for Mr. Crimson on 2
Crimson's
occasions.
playing out of his skin, by the way, though. The situational awareness, the readiness, but he is pixels away on both those instances.
Listen, man, sometimes the game says no. The first instance we did V-shift into CA. We haven't seen that before. I haven't seen that interaction, but that makes more sense as to why it wouldn't work, because the angle as to where his CA goes. The second one I have seen before, I was surprised it didn't connect, so that was pretty interesting. But it's 2 apiece.
Might have just been a couple of frames too late. That's all I can think of.
Alright, just going away right now, trying to whip punish again. Masky can still nick this.
I mean, we saw the damage he got from literally just 2 sequences before. That V-skill is charged. So as soon as he lets a Flash Knuckle off, there we go.
Activates, no V-shift there, so he interrupts instead. I like that. Again, like Logan was saying before, the defensive choices that Mr. Crimson makes in a lot of these situations, they are top class, honestly.
Set point here for Mr. Crimson, looking to advance into grand finals, get his revenge potentially on Mopalappo, but Masky is going to be fighting back. We saw the damage potential that Masky has with Luke. There's that V skill. It's gone.
Oh, lucky gets the anti.
That was nice and meaty, yes.
Oh, interruption there from Masky. I thought he was waiting for a shimmy attempt or something, but gets his own grab. Forward fist, yeah, and he's not cancelling it now, but unfortunately...
No, that was not a hit confirm. Still got the life lead.
Floats away.
Nice use of the float, gets over the...
Right, here we go. Dangerous situation here for Masky. He's just going to have to block. He has to just block. Oh!
No. That was never there for you, sir. And Masky, with a great performance, claims third place. He's going to be in the money, $100 to him. A good day's work in this FGC Arcade Summer Community Series online finals. But, as we said at the start, the two favourites, Mopalappo and Mr. Crimson, but it's the other way round from what we were expecting, and Mopalappo is in the winner's side of this grand finals after an enormous 3-0 win earlier on in the bracket. But Masky, let's give some praise to this young player from France. The Dan play, immaculate. The Luke play, very, very good as well. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of the set, as unfortunately Mr. Crimson eliminates him from it. And it looked like it was going to be very back and forth, but in the end it wasn't so much.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Mr. Crimson had to change character from the Luke Mirror to using Dowson to close it out as well. Great moments. This is what we know Mr. Crimson for. Like I said, please, if you don't know about Masky, note him down. Put it on your CFN. Follow him if you have to, because this guy is an exceptional talent, hailing from France as well. I think a lot of the time it was just the execution, going for the most optimal stuff that let him down. Outside of just the frustration that Dowson causes you in the matchup. And he was actually put in those nasty situations where it's the jump light punch sniper or the crouching light kick 50-50. You know, Yoga Burner, he tried to deal with it the traditional way, just jump out, take the anti-air damage, but that's what Dowson wants you to do, and that damage adds up over time. It could be a bit tricky.
Yeah, he's really good at putting you in situations where that guess is actually for the round. You know, it's all well and good just jumping out of it in situations where it's mid-round, it's okay there, like stuff like that, where it's for the round. There's no good choice in those situations, and you have to just make the best of a bad situation there as that grey light builds up from the fire. And then you're in another 50-50 because it's either sniper or low. What's it going to be? You can't react to both immediately. Crimson's so good at leveraging those situations, and that is why he is in the grand final. So well played to Masky. A great breakout performance for him. Jammers, you were already aware of him before this tournament started. I'm definitely more aware of him now, and hopefully the people that have been tuned in will be looking out for this young player, whether it's with Dan or whether it's with Luke. He is dangerous with both.
For sure, indeed. And like you said, and this is what's been the beauty of just online tournaments or the online series in general, similar to the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series, is you get rewarded for your efforts. Like you said, he walks away with a little bit of money from today's tournament. So keep it up, keep playing, keep polishing that Luke, keep polishing that Dan as well, because I'm hoping we do get to see more of them in the future, because there are upcoming tournaments for that. But you can see it on your screens right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're at that was the penultimate match, but now we're at the final game of
grand
today.
finals time.
Grand finals, baby. With
what's changing? Are we going to
up.
see a character change? The Laura match is traditionally difficult for Boxer, but Mopalappo made it look light work. It was 3-0. It was a quick 3-0. The first game was pretty close, actually. It went down to a last hit, last round. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat was Mopalappo, but after that, everything seemed to be working for him, and Crimson was just swinging at shadows, clasping at thin air on defense as well. He really had his number. Are we going to see a character switch, do you think, or is he going to go back to the Laura, in which this should be a favourable matchup?
I probably would say, because he's coming from the loser's side, because the format is double elimination, let us know as well who you think will win the grand final here and take away the grand prize of the poll. We'll tally up your results very, very shortly. I feel he should probably go with Dalsim to reset the bracket first. And then, like, when he has that extra buffer, try another character to see if he can close it out there. But
it's
that's
a tough
just me.
one, though, because Dalsim versus Boxer is, again, on paper, really bad for Dalsim. Dalsim's, it's really difficult for him to deal with Boxer. He gets no real significant punish on dash straight. And when once Boxer's in, it's so hard for Sim to deal with that as well. So... yeah, it'll be an interesting one. On paper, Crimson should stick with Laura. It should be a favourable matchup. He should be able to get the win. In a head-to-head, in terms of their experience, he should be able to get the job done as well. But the way Mopalappo is playing today, everything's been flipped on its head. So who knows?
Yeah, and I mean, look, you said it yourself a couple of minutes ago, right? Sometimes you just need to make the best of a bad situation, and I know Street Fighter V has turned into, for the most part, a counter-picking game, but sometimes people get better results in a bad matchup picking their main character over their counter-pick, because the counter-pick is just not...
It's a really good point.
It's not second nature enough for a lot of these guys, but again, I can't disagree with what you're suggesting either, because the Laura pick, if I was him, I'd pick that too, but after I reset the bracket. If I could do that. He's more than capable of doing that himself.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to see. Heck, you know what? He could swerve us and pick G or Rashid.
It could be Rashid. Who knows what he's going to do? That's the excitement of this tournament that's presented today. We thought we were going to see Mr. Crimson cruise through with Dalsim. It's been Laura. Masky was able to unlock the Dalsim for us. Is Mopalappo going to get Dalsim as well? We're going to find out very shortly. It's grand finals time. We're from 8. We are down to 2. And it's Luke. Okay. Pick a top tier. It didn't work for him against Masky. How's he going to do against Mopalappo?
All right. This is interesting because Masky did this pretty convincingly against Mr. Crimson, only to go with the delayed crouching medium punch into the full combo on Oki situations. Mopalappo doesn't really tech a lot, so I wonder if that's going to work against him.
He was getting countered.
Okay, well, speak of the devil.
Against Masky, so we'll see what happens. And at least he has had a lot of data as well.
Oh, yeah. He's classic. He's teching in the face of defeat. And if that's going to be a recurring situation, then, boy, this might be a very swift 6-0 for Mr. Crimson.
What a buffer there with the standing line into the EX. Swift punish with a double crash, medium kick target combo. Medium connects.
That stand medium punch is so obnoxiously good.
Yeah, Luke's forward moving normals just are incredibly strong. No hit confirmed. And it was a counter hit, so he had a couple extra frames as well.
Okay, trying to counter the normals, the stand hard kick, get the priority system to be...
Mr. Crimson's starting to be a little bit possibly too proactive. Don't want to be predictable against Mopalappo. He is so good at opening you up for that.
Straight. Alright, there we go. Just backing off a little bit. Oh, he's trying to activate. Yeah, he's trying to do the time combo to get into V-trigger. Can activate from the forward fist instead. He's not biting. That's going to be the round.
You said before the game, Mopalappo is not here to tech your throw. He's not here to bite on your shimmy attempts. He's not here for any of that.
Do you know what's crazy as well? He doesn't even press a button either.
Oh,
he just
that was unfortunate.
There.
That would have been a sick whiff punish. He just overcharged the flash knuckle. Double medium into the EX. Don't need to charge that one up.
Throw. He might walk up and throw him again. He was looking for something, but there's the throw.
There's the plus frames.
Forward. Gonna activate. He's gonna try and reset him. He tried, yeah. Backdash there from Mr. Crimson.
Yeah, seeing a little bit of a neutral jump as well. Perhaps looking for a dash straight.
Gets hit with the EX Sand Blaster. Walks away from the throw. There's one thing Luke doesn't have, it's a good throw range. I'll tell you that much.
Thankfully.
Well, he did something. Tanked. He's pushed away right now. Dash straight. He's still got one more EX dash straight to work with here. He's going to build the bar for another one. Blocks it out. Uh-oh. Careful. That might be... Yeah, he forced him to do that. He literally, Mr. Crimson did that. I think he was banking on the fact that Mopalappo would V-reversal.
Oh my god, he went for it again, and Mopalappo had it scouted. He knew he wanted the chip kill, but no, the jump back. Very smart stuff.
So, one thing that a few players are doing a little bit more now, obviously because, again, we've got a wealth of knowledge on the game, is they will forcefully, they'll set up a chip scenario and they'll forcefully go for it, but they won't cancel the special into the super. Because they're like, oh, he wants to chip me, and then they'll try and go again. But as you said, Mopalappo, 10 steps ahead, he said, all right, I know you're going for that way to chip, because it's the longest reaching way for him to do it. So, I like that from Mopalappo. Game 2 here. Mopalappo 1 game up. Tier. Tier again. And a third time. Wow. Got the empty jump.
Jumped.
You can exploit that move. It's just a lot of people jump at a bad angle.
You have to be very specific with it. And he can crouch fierce as well, which is slightly different, but...
Yes. Oh, no, with punish. He didn't have the charge. I think he's just jabbing. He's going to do a turnaround into the command grab, I wonder. Good punish. Just one hit will do it. He is looking for that.
Mopalappo's not biting. Oh my god, the walk-up roundhouse. After blocking about 10 low forwards. How did he know? How did he know that was the point that Mr. Crimson was going to stop?
That's what I can never understand about players. It's when they know that something different's going to happen. They pick that moment, you know?
There's him standing up. There's the activation. Corner carry. Oh my god, all it does is get him put in the corner.
Just going to wait here a little bit.
Mopalappo happy to back off.
Yeah, you respect the V-trigger. If there's one way you can stop Mopalappo from backdashing, it's Luke's V-trigger. The V-reverse. One stand hard punch into super, that'll be it. Because Luke's got 1,000 vitality now. No cancel.
Nice punish, and that is going to be 2-0 for Mopalappo, who's looking to clean out Mr. Crimson again and be sent to Evo. He's only 1 win away. Jammers, he's 1 win away.
He is, man, he is. And again, when the stakes are high, when he knows the chips are down on the table, they'll be like, Mopalappo, we've got a tournament incentive for you. Come on over. He's like, I'm down. I'm here to play.
I am expecting us to have to cover a couple of minutes here because I can't see Mr. Crimson just going straight back into this match with Luke. He is! Wow, okay.
Wow. Lo and behold, this is the character he wants to try and reset the bracket with. See if he can do it. Oh my word, I forgot he
hit with everything right now, but of course he doesn't tech, because why would he?
All right, there you go. The forward stun's racking up high. Oh, he pressed roundhouse again. All right, there we go. There's the tech. Go forward, there's the stun. Oh, sorry, he's racking up the stun. He tried again. He really tried. I don't blame him, though.
That's going to catch him. He gets the DP follow-up. Not a huge amount of damage, but the pressure's there. That should be the... No!
He... Did you not
use the V-trigger
before? Well, he committed to that? Why did he commit to that? Oh, man. That is crazy. Oh, gets the buffer. There we go, looking good. And the V-shift couldn't get the punish in time, though.
It's put back into the corner. There's the fierce. Catches him low. There's the EX into the medium flash knuckle.
Good block.
Pressure strings. Medium, medium, medium. Catches him with the jab, and he's getting the target combo. Brother, EX DP chases him down. And Mr. Crimson's still in it.
Wow. And the thing is, he did a slightly delayed DP to ensure that the V-shift slowdown did not activate. Ooh. And he got the counter hit damage, which is probably nearing or equaling Vanilla Sagat in Street Fighter 4, the 200 damaging uppercut. That was a big reach. That was a big reach, man.
That was high. That's what I'm here for. That.
I'm so glad we're commentating this, not the receiving end of that. I'd be distraught if I got hit by that. Oh, front that back.
Fishing for that crush counter, but he's not teching, bro.
He's thrown him a couple of times. He has thrown him a couple of times, but he's not like he's not teching as his go-to defensive option. Oh, the forward stand light punches are working now. Yeah, preemptively throwing him out.
Activate, oh my god.
Yeah, he's throwing him out now.
Chooses not to use the command grab. Crimson not letting him get the chance to either.
Whoa, wow.
Finally techs, but doesn't get shimmied. There's the Rock Smasher.
He'll cancel another button into Rock Smasher in a minute. He just needs to get that hit. He is really trying to get Mopalappo to
got one
do
left.
something. He'll come back. Yeah, it's going to regenerate over time.
Still got one left again. He catches him, but not able to make a significant dent because he's not playing for the shimmy. But Mopalappo is. The thing here is Mopalappo has convinced him that he's not going to tech, so Crimson is not playing for the shimmy.
Yeah, but this is the thing. You can condition your opponents through your defensive choices, and it's working. Damn, that is crazy. He got him eventually. Another crush counter with the
walk up, but he doesn't get the juggle. Jumps out. Oh, ready with the anti-air.
All right, activates. There we go. Gonna say go low, and he
Wake
woke up.
Medium.
He did the gunslinger tech, and it works, man. It works. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. That's straight. If Mopalappo can get a command grab, just force him.
Oh my god, where's the CA, bro? I'd have popped off like a madman.
Chip him. Oh,
no, he
okay, I
misses
don't know what you're gonna
sweep.
do, but don't. Oh. He was done. All right, let's see if Mr. Crimson can make it to a piece. Mopalappo is hanging on by a thread here.
Still set point though to Mopalappo. He's still got 1 foot on that plane to Vegas.
Oh,
Tries
almost.
to whip punish, but no.
You can't whip punish that man. That recovered too quickly. Straight. Goes low.
Counter hit conversion, and he's in the corner.
Legit, stop delaying everything you do. All right. Low.
Catches him low. One more. He blows through the hard read.
Oh, and he got the read on the V-ship,
well.
Logan.
Mr. Crimson. I don't know what to say about how Mr. Crimson's playing.
Oh, he tagged. Why?
V reversal, the overhead. What is going on? None of this makes any sense.
He checked, no meter.
He's still alive.
Oh, no. V-ship. I don't know how he's going to do this. I have no idea he's going to do this. He's still got to do one more Rock Smasher. He slumped him in the face.
Mopalappo with a big duff to the jaw claims that win.
Yo.
And Mopalappo is our champion online today. FGC Arcade Summer Community Series. An electrifying performance from Mopalappo all the way through winners. It was only Mr. Crimson that was able to take games off of him today. He looked unstoppable with that boxer, and no one's going to be able to stop him from traveling to EVO this August as the representative of the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series from Europe. What a great top 8 that was, man. You know, we had some tremendous performances from some young players stepping up, some exciting play. Mr. Crimson there in those last couple of games, he brought the Dalsim out against Masky, the way that he was playing with Luke, like, you know, gung-ho, all guns blazes, those delayed EXDPs. We've had some hype action today.
We did, and you know what? I love that this was...
He's got ice in his veins.
Well, listen, I love the fact that this was the last set to close it out, because the way that he kind of forced Mr. Crimson to really go the extra mile to call out his V-shift attempts, defensive choices. Because think about it, right? I was talking about this before. Crimson taught me that you can condition your opponents to your defensive choices. He did that, right? He wasn't biting, and then there's times where he did throw him, he did go for a tech, but it didn't work out, and then he had to just go, right, I think they're going to V-shift here, I'm going to bet it all. And thankfully, they all worked. It literally all worked, right? And then it got a bit scrambly there at the end, but it was a crush counter stab fist that closed it out, and I have to tell you, right, kudos to Mopalappo. He stayed resilient, he stayed disciplined, but more importantly, he stayed, he stayed in the winner's side from start to finish. That's what you want to do, and like you said, you will be seeing him at EVO in August later this year. GG's no rematch. Well played.
Yeah, there was no rematch, no reset in Grand Finals. Mopalappo clearing it out 3-1 against Mr. Crimson's Luke. He did drop a game against Masky, but that Luke matchup looking very, very solid for Mopalappo.
Yeah, indeed. I couldn't disagree with you in that department. And you know what? Shout out to everyone that entered today, or that was in the bracket today. Game Over, bruv. Lambton Worm, Crimson, Hadoshrooms, Masky, Spitsu, and TG as well. Honest, like I said, it was great to see new faces and familiar faces as well. But please, when Evolution comes around, keep an eye for Mopalappo, man. You'll know how he got there. Right? He's getting an over $3,000 expensive paid trip to Las Vegas. He's going to enjoy it, and he's going to live up the moment. But
don't forget, there's going to be many more events to enjoy in this summer. As we go through July. Of course, Dragon Ball FighterZ represented in the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series. That's happening tomorrow. Europe kicking that off as well. Big up my guys Tarrant and Damascus. Apex Legends Master Circuit Slay Day 3, July 5th. And let me tell you that sign-ups are actually still open for that event if you want to sign up. Then get yourself to compete.playstation.com. And July the 14th sees the finals of Skullgirls in the FGC Arcade Summer Community Series. Nice to see Skullgirls represented at EVO once again. That is also open for sign-ups for the qualifier tournaments that should be happening next weekend. So please head over to compete.playstation.com. Begin your tournament journey. There's lots of things to be done with, be it money, be it trips to some of the greatest events of the season. You can go there and represent Skullgirls if you haven't signed up already. And of course, there's so much action to enjoy right here on Twitch with PlayStation as we continue the action all throughout these next couple of days. It's not the end of the action Street Fighter V. We've got other regions to get through as well. But we must remind you guys as well that if you are already planning on heading to EVO and you've missed early registration, then the good people FGC Arcade are giving you $25 off your tournament sign-up fee. Use the code FGC Arcade and you'll get $25 off at checkout when you sign up through evo.gg. Sign-ups are still open for what is, without a doubt, the biggest, most exciting, most important event of the year for the fighting game community. We'll see you there in Vegas, hopefully.
For sure, indeed. And do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you do love Street Fighter V action, do not forget the CPT has been happening and it's going to be continuing as well. The World Warrior program got announced and it will be kicking off this Sunday as well as the CPT online premieres will be continuing all the way throughout until December. For more event details, make sure you check out the Capcom Pro Tour website, capcomprotour.com, or please follow Capcom Fighters on their Twitter account and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can see just there in the right of all their socials that you can follow. It's CPT action. It's going to be the final year for Street Fighter V. Let's go out with a bang and make sure you guys enjoy some of the highest level for Street Fighter V.
One last plug from me as well. Big up Hadoshrooms, who played in the tournament today, represented in the top 8. Check out his music on Bandcamp. Produces and DJs. He's sick. So big up Hadoshrooms. Go and check out his stuff. But thank you so much for joining us. As I said, the action will continue throughout the rest of the day. We've got more regions to bring you, but that is the end of it here from Europe and myself, Logan, and Jammers. It's always a pleasure. I can't reach you across the ocean. Oh, you're over that side. But yeah, look, we both got it wrong. Yeah, you're over there. No, there. Yeah, it's that one. Oh, it's a madness. All this I'm used to offline again now. I can't wait to see you guys offline at EVO. Thank you so much to all the people at PlayStation ESL. The FGC Arcade Summer Community Series rolls on, but that is it from Europe. Congratulations to our champion and representative, Mopalappo. Let's take a look at some of the highlights to close us out.
When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, hey there, I do this. Never feel loose. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improved. A real problem, but I solve them all face proof. And if you think I'm going forward, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. Or dunks aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Fight! It started from the ground up, training getting wound up, channeling it in itself and moving up and down, crossing over, passing down, on the time the clock and keep score. 30 years I never thought it crossed before. When I get out on my knees, I gotta dig in the deep. I feel like I'm on the left, it really has got me. Since I was the win, no goodbyes, if you just let it get. My body looks skinny, primarily and dreaming. Once I get the feeling,
The top player is here.
Let me have some fun.
Ready? Then show me.
This will be a good fight.
if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me what you wanna go me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back.
This is our destiny. My secret art.
Street Fighter 6.
PlayStation.
Calling all fighters. The PlayStation Tournament's FGC Arcade is back with the Summer Community Series starting this June.
Let battle commence.
Get ready for 6 weeks of scorching competition and awesome prizes across your favorite fighting games. Sign up in-game, on your PS4 console, or on the competition center at compete.playstation.com for your chance to win cash prizes and a round-trip ticket and competitor pass to EVO 2022. Think you're up for the challenge?
PlayStation.